fast while I keep the crowd on their feet. Football season be the reason that I be bringing this heat. Georgia music representing 104.3. Hey, welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show on a Thursday. Due to the conclusion of the Heat and Panthers seasons, we now join our previously scheduled Miami Dolphins draft coverage already in progress.
Hey.
We'll talk a little more Heat and Panthers and Marlins, but we are 1 week from the draft. 1 week from the NFL draft. Anybody, this isn't how I was going to start. I want to talk Heat, but is anyone looking for someone in particular? Have you started to look at the draft at all yet, Crowder?
I haven't, but I've heard a lot of D lineman, O lineman talk, and I want a cornerback. I think we need to solidify our secondary.
Solana, you done any research on it? Like, is there someone that you're keying in on or a position you're keying in on?
Not keying in on, but I would like the Dolphins to get some playmakers. Like, we lost all our playmakers. Go get me a playmaker. I don't exactly know who that is right now.
Well, H-N's your playmaker, right? You're talking about a receiver.
Yes. Yeah. Receiver, a tight end, somebody that Malik Willis can throw the ball to and make plays with, so we can truly evaluate Malik Willis. Is that okay?
I haven't looked at it.
Does that sound okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
I agree that they need receivers. I think they have a playmaker at running back with H-N, and I think they have a playmaker at tight end with Dulcich.
I'm with Solana. Tutu Atwell can be our big play guy this season.
Yeah. Receiver is that wouldn't anger me to have a playmaker.
But also cornerback. I'm a defensive guy. I think Solana likes points, but I'm a defensive guy. Who is locking down these top receivers that we play every year?
Well, it's got to be Storm Duck. Jack Jones left, by the way. If you haven't been paying attention in the offseason, Jack Jones isn't even here anymore.
Is that are you okay, Hoch? Or are we supposed to feel?
No, I think he's frozen. I was waiting for Crowder to respond, but I think he's frozen. I think he's got a bad internet connection.
Oh, Lord. I'm in Vegas. I'm at the Aria.
Yeah. All right.
Am I frozen?
You were for a second. He was. If you go back and look at the video, Solana, he was frozen there after we talked about Tutu Atwell.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I will say, Kevin Harlan, he's got Tutu.
Now you can't hear Solana. What happened to Solana?
Yeah.
He's got Tutu.
Jimmy's messing this up.
Who messed up Solana's volume, Jimmy?
Well, I told him he was a little loud. I didn't say he was too loud.
And then he shut himself all the way off. I didn't know it was that easy. I had told you that 6 years ago.
So I'm looking at it now. Bengals at 10, they have a safety by the name of Caleb Downs, and the Dolphins cornerback, LSU, Mansour Delane. Never seen him play, but I want that. I want a defensive secondary that can stop people.
I wish Hoch would have told us, hey, I'm coming out with who do you want in the draft? So at least I could have had an angle here. I mean, I had no angle.
So loud. What happened with him, Jimmy? Does he sound loud?
Yeah, now he does.
So you got a receiver or a tight end, Solana?
I got a receiver or a tight end. That's what I'm going with.
No one can hear you.
Huh? But is this a best available draft?
Well, that's why that was really the genesis of the question. Are you looking for best available at 11, or is there a particular position or player you're looking at?
I extremely question our secondary. I did it last year, and I'm going to do it this year because now, like you said, Jack Jones isn't here, and he was our top corner, which is crazy to say, but I just think our secondary has to be upgraded.
Well, they have plenty of draft picks, so we'll talk about it. Chris Perkins is going to join us later on in the program. The Heat are doing their exit interviews today, so Bam has spoken to the media. Do you have one of those clips, Jimmy? We have one of those clips with Bam. I think it's Ira asking a question and Bam responding. This is from a couple hours ago.
After leaving with a back injury? And two, your thoughts on what LaMelo did and how the officials handled it and how the NBA handled it after the fact?
Obviously, I'm still walking, so I'm okay. But I think the officials handled it, I guess, by the rule book. I feel like it'll be a change at some point because it doesn't make sense that three or four plays can go by and you can review a 3-point shot, but you can't review a hostile act. And I think I think LaMelo is just going to, see it as another game. He makes 30 M's a year. The 60 he's not even going to see. But it's one of those things everybody's going to have their opinion on it. Nobody's really going to know the truth but LaMelo, if it was dirty or not. Obviously, everybody's going to try to defend him or defend me. So it's really him. And, we move on at this point.
He's 100% right, though, in that if you can review a 3-pointer 6 plays later, and all of a sudden your total goes down a point, because they've checked it at the next available break, the way that he describes it, a hostile act should absolutely be able to be reviewed. And I would submit to you that they're going to change that. Based on the game Tuesday night, the league will change that. The league changed the 65-game mandate today.
Yeah.
Adam Silver made Luka available, and who else? Cade Cunningham?
Yes.
I mean, they're changing a rule which really blows me away. We had talked about it because it affects gamblers, and they do want, the integrity of the game to be locked in when it comes to sports gambling. And if you made a future based on someone who you thought might not meet the 65-game threshold, and then all of a sudden after the season's over, the league says, doesn't matter. We're going to count it for these two guys anyway. So I would think they'll change that rule about reviewing a hostile act because it makes sense. I don't know what the argument would be the other way. Like, could you make an argument that you shouldn't be able to review a hostile act?
And Bam it makes me love Bam more than I already loved him because he's so classy with how he presents things that he doesn't want to be petty. But what happened. Everybody knows what happened. LeVar Ball came out talking about how did you knock us 260-pound man down? Because you grab his only leg on the ground, LeVar. That's how you knock a 260-pound man down. I've done it 100 times in my career. I can grab one man's ankle. That's Lamar. If Marshawn Lynch is on one leg and I grab his ankle and pull it, he's going to fall down. He's one of the best running backs in NFL history. Like, the whole thing, there's going to be a Bam rule now. They're going to call it the Bam rule when they do switch it. It's silly that they can't go back and look at it with all these damn cameras we have.
And by the way, I would just add that Marshawn Lynch is expecting someone to pull at his legs. Any basketball player is not expecting at all someone to be pulling on his ankles.
Anybody in the world standing on one leg, I can snatch their foot from under them.
But the idea though that they couldn't review that, I still don't understand that, because let's just say the officials missed the play, right? Which is ridiculous because I'm pretty sure it was Zach Zarba, the crew chief, who was standing over the play, and it is what it is. But the ball went out of bounds. It gets inbounded. They're moving forward. You're telling me, let's just say, hypothetically, LaMelo actually threw a punch at Bam Adebayo on the ground, right? Like, he threw an actual punch at Bam Adebayo, got up and kept running, and the play's going. Bam has a bloody lip underneath the basket. You're telling me the officials wouldn't have gone back to review a punch? Of course they would have. So, like,
I don't think you can say that. First of all, it's almost impossible to miss a punch. It's very possible to miss what they missed. But if the rules dictate that you cannot go back, I don't think they would just break the rules in the middle of the game and say, hey, by the way, we went back and looked at this. He threw a punch. I honestly don't think that would happen. Only because I don't think you'd miss a punch.
You can't,
possible.
and no, Solana, that's the problem. That how did the official standing right there? We've seen this play now 100 times over the last 2 days. How did he not see LaMelo grab his ankle? That's the problem. But you can't just stop a play because he falls. People fall all the time.
I understand that, but it is possible from the standpoint of the ball gets inbounded quickly. The official, like in any normal instance in an NBA game, two guys are on the ground. He's now following the ball. He's moving up. And what if these two exchange some sort of contact on the ground
Play's
and
gonna stop.
they miss it?
Play's going to stop. I don't think the scenario works because a coach is going to jump off the bench to break something up. Players are going to jump off the bench. Like if there's an actual scuffle, play is going to stop, which gives them the opportunity to go back and look at it. In your scenario, play is going on up and down the court, and two guys are fighting in the corner, and no one's noticing it.
It's not. It's more of like in my scenario, what I envision was a sucker punch, or you throw an elbow at somebody's rib cage, and then you get back up and you run the other way. You just take a quick little cheap shot. And you're probably right, Hoch. Like, if these are the rules where the hostile act happened, play continued, there's no way for them legally by the law, the letter of the law, to go back and check. I understand that, but the league, they have people reviewing plays constantly, and I'm sure there was a conversation with the sideline official and the league office where like, hey, this happened, you guys can't go back and review it. But had there been in my hypothetical a quick punch thrown or an elbow thrown to Bam's face that wasn't caught by anybody else just because of where it happened on the ground, in my opinion, they would have gone back and reviewed it. And it should be no different. If it's a hostile act, if it meets the criteria for a hostile act, and it leads to Bam Adebayo not being able to come back into the game,
no, you can't put that in there.
Then it should be reviewed.
You can't put into what the outcome is of a play for the punishment of a play. That's where you're offsetting it.
Crowder,
right.
And
but
here's
the rest of it is right, though. The rest of it is right. Hostile act should be able to be reviewed at any point before that half or the game ends.
It's going to be called the BAM rule because I think they're going to change it moving forward.
Yeah, it shouldn't even be the BAM rule. It should just be common sense. And I think part of it, Crowder, you're right. The referees in that instance have no way of knowing that that's going to cost Bam Adebayo the rest of the game. Like there was no way of knowing it because Hoch, like even you had mentioned it yesterday, when Bam gets up, it almost seems like he's fine. Like he just fell on his back. He's in some pain.
He was talking basketball. He wasn't even like, holding his back. Like he was kind of talking about basketball and getting a board.
But which is why I believe the officials just didn't think anything of it at that moment. But had they known, like, hey, that play right there might cost Bam Adebayo the opportunity to stay in the game, maybe they would have taken a pause and gone back and had a conversation with the league office.
Play.
Correct.
Because a ref could realize at that point, if he's on the ground writhing in pain, the ref might stop play and say to himself, I kind of saw an ankle pull there. I didn't think I did. I agree with you. I think Bam neutered it a little bit by jumping up and starting to talk, rebounding and stuff.
Even that, like we're saying, the outcome of the egregious act can't have a decision on what they did. Bam's toughness shouldn't have a decision on how to deal with it either.
Right.
Bam's a tough
It shouldn't have been missed.
It shouldn't
have been missed. I saw people on Twitter saying,
other players, Hoch, there's a number of other players that would have laid on the ground and rolled to the third row of the damn stands in that situation.
Or if it's Draymond Green doing the pulling, it gets whistled immediately. It doesn't get missed, is my point.
Right.
Yeah.
Or if that play happens in Miami, it may not get missed. I mean, there's a lot of scenarios that go on to what happens there. But I saw people on social media going, what was worse? What LaMelo Ball did or the ref missing it right in front of his eyes?
The ref.
Because you could make a case for both.
Bro, there's no way he didn't see that man grab Bam's ankle. There's no way.
Let's do headlines. We have a lot to get to today. Josh Appel is going to join us. I told you Chris Perkins is going to join us. LaMelo ended up being fined $35,000 and got a flagrant 2, and then he gets another fine for having a diatribe, a diatribe post game. So, but like Bam said in the audio there, guy makes 30 M's. I love that terminology. He's making about 30 M's. He's not going to feel the 60K.
So
but
30 million, 10% is 300,000, 5% is 150,000, 2.5% is 75,000.
No, you're talking about 30 million.
30 million, 10% of 30 million is 300,000.
Is 3 million.
Oh, It's a 0.25%.
That's what I'm telling you. You're doing $3 million there. It's $30 million. It's literally it's pocket change.
He has $60,000 in that truck that he speeds around in Charlotte.
Easy. He probably had it in his sock during the game.
Come on, man.
LaMelo, what are you holding? I got about 61 here. All right, let me get that. We're going to give that to the NBA charities. Play on.
And it's a write-off because it gives the charities.
There is something laughable, though, that a player who is assessed a flagrant 2 penalty, which is the most egregious penalty you can get in a game, right? Like that would lead to the ejection. A flagrant 2, the fine is $35,000, and a fine from the NBA subsequently after the game for using the F word on live TV is only $10,000 less. Like there's something laughable about that entire situation, especially knowing that the flagrant 2 led to the other team's superstar not being able to play the rest of the game. Like, how does any of that make sense? It doesn't. None of it makes sense.
Like you can't hurt any of these players or teams financially because even if when they, fine a team $500,000 because they rested players on a national TV game, like $500,000, these organizations are worth $5, $6, and $7 billion. So the notion is absurd. Let's do headlines though, because I want to make sure we have enough time with Josh today. Headlines are brought to you by Durrell Kia. You always pay less with your Pricito at Durrell Kia. Visit them at Durrell Kia or DurrellKia.com.
He probably pays $35,000 a month for his car insurance, considering his track record.
60 grand.
We'll have more sound and more reaction from Heat exit interviews. Eric Spoelstra did speak. You heard Bam there. The only 3 players that I've seen that opted not to speak, again, this is voluntary, so there's no requirement to speak. Tyler Hero, Andrew Wiggins, and Nikola Jovic all declined to speak with the media today.
I think Tyler declined last season as well, didn't he?
I'd have to go back and check. I don't remember. I remember Duncan Robinson did.
By the way, I wouldn't talk if I was Tyler either, because he's going to get the same 18 questions over and over again. Do you think you're going to be traded? Do you think you're going to be back with the Heat? He's been getting those questions at the end of every season since like season 2. So I'm with that. Like he's available when he's available. I wouldn't. He's not going to get asked anything other than about returning to the Heat.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all he's going to be asked. New contract and do you want to go elsewhere? And I'm not. I don't mind that at all.
I talked every time I could my first couple years, and then after that, I tell him I'm like, I'm good today. My family's here. I'm about to go eat dinner. I don't want to sit around for 20 minutes.
Let me retract something really quickly. I said Niko Jovic had declined, but I'm seeing now that he's speaking. So there must have been a change of heart by him, or maybe...
Because I think Ira had tweeted that Jovic had declined.
Yeah, for sure he did. For sure. But he's speaking now. I'm seeing all the updates here from Niko Jovic. Other local news, the Panthers finish off their regular season. They take out the Red Wings 8-1. It was pure domination. The Red Wings coach after the game credited the Panthers. He was embarrassed about his team's performance in a game that was meaningless for both sides. But this will be the first time since 2019 the Florida Panthers are not playing playoff hockey.
Wild.
Get some rest,
It
fellas.
had been a long time leading up to that they were in the playoffs. Then they became a mainstay in the playoffs and the Stanley Cup Finals. And now nothing this year.
Mm-hmm.
Los Modelines did lose to the Braves 6-3 last night, so they end up dropping that series 2-1. They're off today. They begin a weekend series versus the Brewers tomorrow. Hoch mentioned it. We're 1 week away from the NFL draft, and I know we'll get into it, but the other play-in tournament games last night, Crowder, I'm sorry about the Orlando Magic, but the Sixers end up winning that
Tyrese
game.
Maxey hit my over 29.5.
Yeah. It couldn't have felt great, Crowder, watching Andre Drummond ruin your big money bet yesterday.
I didn't know Andre Drummond still plays basketball.
Neither did I. And I saw this on social media. How old do you think Andre Drummond is?
72.
Like, how old do you think he is? Because
No,
this
40,
shocked me.
41, 42.
Do you know, Solana?
I do. So on the Heat audio experience, I don't know why. Jax probably wants to have a conversation with me about this now it's the off season. Our whip before the tips. We do like a feature on the opposing team. I did all 3 of my features this year when we played the Sixers on Andre Drummond. All 3 of them were on Andre Drummond. I was fascinated with Andre Drummond.
Crowder is 32 years old.
No way.
He's 32 years old.
Andre Drummond played with Michael Jordan.
I couldn't believe it. When I'm watching him last night, my thought was, wow, he's still in the league. God bless him for still being able to get a paycheck. He's 32. Why does it feel like we've been watching him for 20 seasons?
Because we talk about him so much. He's always on a good team.
But doesn't it feel like we've been watching him for 20 seasons?
I hate that he did that to me last night, though.
Crazy.
I didn't dislike him. I had no problem with Andre. Now I have a problem with Andre.
I turned on the game, the last 3 minutes of the game, and the Magic almost made it interesting. And then the daggers Andre Drummond in the corner, and I'm like, oh, Crowder's got to be livid right now. Yeah, and then the Warriors.
Hello, Blanchero. He wants to be all passive. Get the ball. You're huge.
I try to tell you, bro, don't put money on the Magic. They're just the Heat with Mickey Mouse ears. That's all they are this year.
I appreciate it, man. I'm going to ride with you for the playoffs because this damn Pablo Blanchero got me hot.
The Warriors end up beating the Clippers. You text Coach L last night.
I didn't have the heart at the end of the game to text Larinaga. Well, it was a good game. I just didn't have the heart.
Coward.
I thought that's the last time we'd ever hear from him.
Steph Curry ends up winning the game with a game-winning triple. Your weather in South Florida right now, it is 80 degrees. Tonight, the lows are going to drop into the 60s again. It's going to be like 69 tonight.
Nice.
That weather report, in sync, everybody, huh? That weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping homeowners stay safe this storm season. Visit tornadoroofing.com for a free roof and window estimate.
By the way, Josh Appel is going to join us in the next segment, but Adam Schefter did tweet something out less than an hour ago. Dolphins running back Devon Achane, who was not present for the start of the team's voluntary offseason workout program last week, was spotted in the Dolphins training facility today. Per sources, it is believed that Achane showed up as a sign of good faith as the two sides continued discussing a contract extension, per source. So I told you when Sully said that stuff, that was their way of publicly acknowledging what they were telling him in private so that his team doesn't think that they're playing shenanigans by telling him one thing and shopping him around on another. So I think Achane will probably get an extension. Josh Appel is going to join us.
He deserves it, Hawk.
He deserves it. Yes. He's the playmaker. Yep. Josh Appel is going to join us in the next segment, so don't go anywhere.
If your garage door is outdated, damaged, or not hurricane ready, we're going into hurricane season. You can't wait. Allied Doors. You got to call Allied Doors. They've been serving South Florida since 1966. That's 60 years of trusted family-owned service. They are the best. Don't wait. Y'all know, don't be that house in the neighborhood now, because I know them. They're in my neighborhood. Beautiful home. Old beat-up garage door. Don't be that person. Get your garage doors done. And Allied Doors has a huge in-stock inventory. They can do same-day service sometimes. They'll watch out for you. Give them a call. They're going to watch out for you. I know because I'm a customer. Custom impact-rated doors built and to protect upgraded homes, and they do it fast. Y'all have to call Allied Doors, and they have LiftMaster openers. The garage door opener now, y'all know the people that it takes 14 minutes for the garage to go up, or it's all that noise. Man, don't do that. Get you a LiftMaster. It's quiet. It's amazing. I know because they're built to perform, and I have LiftMasters through Allied Doors. My personal home has them. We have investment properties. Anytime any garage door has a problem, anytime any lift has a problem, we call Allied Doors. You got to give them a call today, 954-942-8550. Visit allied-doors.com. Mention this ad, and I'm going to watch out for y'all. They give you $300 off. If you have any garage door problems, you don't want to be the people with the beautiful home with that garbage garage door, man, call Allied Doors today.
This is Hoch, Crowder, and Solana.
I'd like to officially go on record. I am wearing underwear today.
Go
Before we get to Appel, QAM's Whiskey, Stars, and Cigars, presented by Edmore Sawgrass Automall, returns Friday, May 8th. You can come on out, talk sports, meet the staff, and have a fun night at Tabacón Cigars and Spirits at Plantation Walk. Enjoy a nice Scotch whiskey from Johnny Walker and a smooth cigar from Drew Estate. The event is free. Just stop on by. Get all the info at WQAM.com. Must be 21 or older. We'll see you on May 8th. Tabacón Cigars and Spirits at Plantation Walk. Whiskey, Stars, and Cigars is presented by Edmore Sawgrass Auto Mall. 4 brands, 1 location. Your local Cadillac, Buick, GMC, and Chevy dealer. Whiskey, Stars, and Cigars, always fun, and hopefully you will be out there on the 8th. Josh Appel is on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. He's a play-by-play broadcaster for the NFL on Sports USA. NFL Draft 1 week from today. He does plenty of soccer play-by-play. He's got Gamebridge Super League action Sunday on Peacock. Spokane Zephyr versus Sporting Jacks. But I'm going to give you a choice. Appel, this will be guest choice. Do you want to talk first Heat, Panthers, or Dolphins?
Panthers.
All right.
Shocking.
Here's what I have to say about the Panthers. Normally, after a season, you do a post-mortem. Figure out what went right, what went wrong, and what you need to change moving forward. And I don't think one needs to be done for the Panthers, because I think we all know what went wrong. Barkov was injured, and so was everyone else. And I don't think you need to fix anything. I think you just need to rest for the next few months. And they come into next season, they're going to be one of the favorites in the East. So would you agree with that? Or are there some outstanding issues that you think need to be addressed?
I think goaltending and what happens with Sergei Bobrovsky is going to have to be addressed in the offseason. I would imagine he'll be back, but they need someone maybe at a higher level than Daniil Tarasov to pair with Bob for next season. Maybe they run it back with the two of them and hope that their entire decor stays healthy and plays a little better than they did when they were healthy this year. But like Jordan McPherson, he had this tweet before the final game of the season. The statuses of the Panthers lineup from opening night. The first line, all 3 injured. The second line, 2 of the 3 injured. The third line, center injured. The fourth line, the right wing injured. And then all 6 defensemen who started the season on opening night for the Panthers, all injured for the final game. And that doesn't even include Alexander Barkov and Matthew Tkachuk, who were both not in the in the lineup on opening night. So the thing the Panthers have to do differently going into next season is not get hurt.
But do they need to get younger? Because like you told us before, they have guys under 4-year contracts. Like Barkey will be back. Ekblad will be back. Like everybody's going to be there. Bob's going to be there. Like we know these names because of the runs they made. Do they need to try to get younger so that we don't have those injuries?
That's a tomorrow problem. Like right now, they're in their window of these guys. You know, they all signed these 6, 7, 8-year extensions, or most of them did. And you're really banking on still being a cup contender in the first half of those contracts. And you'll deal with what it looks like when they're all in their mid-30s later on. Anything that happens, if they win another cup, even right now, honestly, it's worth it for those extensions, for what they were able to accomplish the last 3 seasons. I think there is an element of needing to get younger a little bit. The Panthers will be scoreboard watching tonight as it regards their draft lottery percentages, because they are pretty much guaranteed to finish in the bottom 10. But the percentage chance of them losing that top 10 pick depends on 2 results tonight with the San Jose Sharks and the St. Louis Blues. I think one or both have to get at least 1 point, and the Panthers are guaranteed essentially that top 10 pick. But if not, because they called up all these guys from the AHL and they were trying so damn hard and they all played well and they all ended up winning these games, the Panthers, if all things remain the same, have about a 20% chance of losing their first round pick because it would fall outside of the top 10 and the protections on it would go away. So a lot on the line, still 80% chance to keep the pick regardless. But yeah, to your point, Crowder, whether they use that pick to trade for somebody else or they draft somebody in a deep draft, yeah, they got to get a little bit younger. But for the most part, they're fine.
We've debated this on the show, Appel, because I made the argument earlier in the week, or maybe it was last week. It was on Monday, that I felt like if the Panthers don't retain their pick, considering they were slotted top 5 prior to the final 3 games of the regular season, they end up winning all 3 of them. But if they don't retain that top 10 pick, it's a wasted season. That's the term I use, just from the standpoint of, okay, I'm not upset with them for not making the playoffs, but at the very least, you're in position here to go get a draft pick. Give Zito an opportunity to flex those draft muscles, something we haven't really seen from him with that type of draft selection, or that high of one. Would you agree? Like, they kind of blew it by winning these final 3 games.
I don't disagree with that necessarily, but you look at what the head coach of the Red Wings said after the game last night, where he torched his team, and he goes, the Panthers, they got a lot of people called up, but they played just as hard, and they're ending their season 8-1 in front of their fans. Columbus Blue Jackets head coach a couple of nights ago ripped his team post-game in the media about how they don't care about losing, and I think they lost 6 straight home games to end the season, to miss the postseason, and the 2 head coaches are just ripping their teams. And here we are with the Panthers, where they've instilled such a culture of winning down here that even the guys who are trying to earn spots next year, of course, are going to play hard. And the byproduct of that is, well, they're going to win some games here that maybe it would have been nice if they had lost, but you walk a fine line. The Dolphins went through this, of course, when Brian Flores was trying to tank, or not trying to tank. It's hard to tell players not to try. And I guess they did their best.
There's something to be said, though, about a team where winning is so ingrained in the culture that you can't even lose if that benefits you.
Wilmer Skoog out here. I mean, who is that? But he's picking up points. Marek Alsher, like all these guys, nobody's from the AHL, and they're up here and they're winning these games. And so it's a catch-22. Would it be nice to see them get that top 10 pick and guarantee it? They still could get it, likely to get it. But it's nice to see those guys play well and perform. So,
Let me shift gears over to the NFL, since the draft is 1 week away. When I started the show, I asked Crowder and Solana, like, is there a position you'd like to see the Dolphins go after in the draft? Crowder is obviously a defensive guy, likes cornerback. Solana looking more at weaponry, maybe a receiver, saying, hey, Tutu Atwell might not be enough. Is there a position where you look at it might not be enough? Is there a position that you look at with the Dolphins? You go, this is what they need to address with 11, or is it more like, hey, see who's available? They have so many holes. Like, get a really good player at any position.
The top 3 needs for me are defensive back, wide receiver, and edge rusher. And I don't. Coming from Green Bay, they obviously don't have the track record of drafting wide receivers in the first round. They picked Matthew Golden in the last couple of seasons. That was the first time in years that they had picked a receiver in the first round. But what they are good at in Green Bay is finding hidden gems, 2nd, 3rd, 4th round. Romeo Doubs, Christian Watson, guys like that. It's a deep wide receiver draft, so I would imagine the Dolphins will wait after the first round, unless there's someone can't miss that falls to them at 11, to address wide receiver. So for me, I'm with Crowder here. You go defense first, whether it's defensive back or edge rusher. But to your point, Hoch, aside from quarterback and running back and middle linebacker and defensive tackle, like, you got to address everything. So this might be like GMs say all the time, well, we like to address best player available and see what the board looks like when it gets to us. And that's just like a cliche canned answer from these guys. I think in the Dolphins' case this year, that is absolutely the case. They should take the best player available because
it also addresses position at need. No matter who it is, it's also addressing position of need.
We're not set at any position. Like, we can
they got Greg Dulcich.
we have a great tight end in Dulcich. But I think, is it harder? Those positions you brought up, DB, receiver. I think it's harder to find a dominant corner than it is to find a receiver that can go get 90 catches a year. With Jarvis Landry and all these guys, like, you can go find a receiver that can get open. I think it is extremely hard to find a great cornerback.
Well, when was the last time the Dolphins drafted at least one good corner? Was it like Devontae Davis, Sean Smith?
I was
Terry
just
even
going to
like couldn't
say
stand Sean Smith?
Tay and Sean Smith was my thing that popped in my mind when you asked.
Well,
'Cause
don't
I-
disrespect Noah Igbenogany like that. I refuse to allow you to disrespect him.
Cater Kohu's a nice find, but he's a nickel corner. He's not like the guy that you could put on an island. Noah turned in one good season after he left the Dolphins with Washington. I guess Xavier Howard too. Somebody points out that probably qualifies. But the point is,
Where'd
they've
they get
taken a
Ethan
lot
Bonner?
He might have to start this year.
Who said I was looking down.
Solana loves Ethan Bonner.
Look, the point is that it's really hard to find guys of that caliber who are good starting corners in the league. It's also people talk about quarterback as being the toughest, and it probably is, but like corner is right up there as well. You're backpedaling against a guy running full speed at you, and you have no idea where he's going. Good luck. So yeah, it is a very difficult position to address, and maybe they take multiple guys.
I know it sounds crazy, Appel, because the Dolphins have 2 first-round draft picks, and those are the sexy picks, right? That's what everybody wants to see. But is it fair to say that we'll likely be evaluating Sully and Halfley and everybody in that building now more so how they do with the day 2 picks? I think it's 5 picks in between the second and third rounds, 1 in the second, multiple in the third. Is it fair to say that? Because that's what they did, right? Like they made sure to have a bunch of day 2 picks, and that's where you're going to fill out all the positions that Crowder's talking about that are depleted.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the teams that are the best in the NFL. Seattle is obviously the example. They have been so good at drafting the last couple of years, and obviously, 1 first-round pick does not make an entire draft class. And the Dolphins are going to have to hit, not on all of them. That's an unrealistic expectation to have. But you want to see some kind of flashes from the guys that they decide to select this season. It's not going to look pretty all the time, but I think towards the end of last season, we started to see some of the defensive linemen of Chris Greer's last draft, whether it was Biggers, whether it was Grant, I'm forgetting the third one, but all those guys started to show signs towards the end of the season. So that's what you want to see this year is that group of players that they take. What do they have? More than a handful of picks in the top 3 rounds. You want to see those guys contributing and showing flashes that they can be long-term contributors to this, because that's how this thing is going to be sustainable, is if they hit on those draft picks.
We're running out of time, and I know you want to talk more draft, but I just realized, is WrestleMania this weekend?
WrestleMania is this weekend. And, you know, it's funny that you have that
completely
reaction.
whiffed. Why didn't we have you on to talk WrestleMania? And it's in Vegas where you are, Crowder.
I'm here for WrestleMania.
What? Can anyone give me a heads up every now and then?
Danhausen.
So what's the big fight?
Okay, so there's a lot of controversy around the card this year. The build to WrestleMania.
Every time I ask that, and then he goes into that kind of explanation, I'm like, why did I?
But you asked me the question, so
I mean, it was the way that you presented it. It's like, well, there happens to be a lot of controversy.
Do you not want me to answer?
Controversy where on your thread with Mr. Bill?
Listen. And the thread with Ben Axelrod. The main event this year is Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. But for some reason, 3 weeks ago, Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll were inserted into the storyline for reasons that nobody can really understand. And a lot of us hardcore wrestling fans, or just wrestling fans in general, are struggling to understand why. Because Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton go back 20 years.
They don't need help.
They don't need the help. Yeah, they don't need the help. And then you've got Roman Reigns and CM Punk, the other main event. That'll be a really good match. Roman Reigns got a great promo in his car today and posted it on social media. Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi. That's going to be an incredible match. Look at Jimmy. See how Jimmy lit up there for Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar?
Yeah, I'm ready for that one.
You got your weekend playing, Jimmy, right?
Yeah.
That match will actually be on ESPN regular, I believe on Sunday, Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar. That'll be on live television, not on ESPN Unlimited. So the masses will be able to see that.
Where do you get the rest of the card? On ESPN Plus?
Yeah, ESPN Unlimited, ESPN Plus, that's where it'll be.
For WrestleMania? When did that happen?
I believe within the last year.
Wow. I didn't know that.
So what's Jelly Roll going to do? Because Jelly Roll's not doing too much rolling.
Well, he has competed in matches before, and it's been not terrible.
But how did they get inserted? Like, is one of the guys with Cody Rhodes and the other one is with the other guy?
Yeah. So Jelly Roll has associated himself with Cody Rhodes for some reason. Pat McAfee turned out to be the guy on the other end of the phone that Randy Orton was. They did like a what's in the box or a who done it for like 2 or 3 weeks of who Randy Orton was talking to on the phone, because he was starting to turn. His whole thing is, I hear voices in my head, blah, 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 blah. And everybody was like, oh, could it be his dad?
You thought it would be a better reveal than Pat McAfee.
It was friggin' Pat McAfee. And it makes no sense. And he's out here.
Like, I could get Pat McAfee on the phone. That's not a big reveal.
Yeah. Pat McAfee walked out and cut a promo last week and goes, thanks to Dodge Ram, 25% off WrestleMania tickets. And that was part of his promo. He's crapping on the company, which might be part of the bit. I guess it is. But, like, call him. Get him on the show.
Get him on the blower.
Yeah, it's really bizarre. Nobody really knows what's happening with it. The match is going to be really good. The build to everything has been not great, but the card itself should be good. The actual shows should be enjoyable.
All right. Well, there you go. Well, we'll have to talk WrestleMania next week. This is exciting. I had no idea.
Sure can. We'll find out what
we just had Trick Williams on.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Whoop that trick.
Whoop that trick.
Mm-hmm.
Who is that?
He's a big black dude.
Wrestler?
Yeah.
Oh, just checking.
No, he's a dentist.
He has a great entrance. Crowd loves him.
Literally never heard of him.
Well, he's new.
Oh. All right.
Played college football.
Who you picking, Jimmy? You picking Dusty, Cody Rhodes, or who's he fighting?
You pick Dusty Rhodes, you're going to lose.
That sounds like one of my bets.
Randy Orton is who he's wrestling.
Who you taking, Jimmy?
I'm going with Cody.
And are these good? Is this good versus bad? Is one of these guys good and bad?
Randy is the bad guy.
He's a bad guy. All right.
But
anybody else have any WrestleMania questions?
Is Bad Bunny part of WrestleMania this year?
Logan
Not
Paul?
this year. Logan Paul is.
He is.
Yes, with I Show Speed.
I Show Speed is part of WrestleMania.
Yeah, and he's cursed by Danhausen.
He's
very
cursed?
evil, very nice.
Cursed.
Cursed?
Yeah.
Cursed?
Cursed. Danhausen.
What's Danhausen?
What's he doing with his
Who is
fingers,
Danhausen?
He's like one of those old school like vampires.
Great.
It's great.
It's great.
Leave
WWE have vampires now?
It's a great comment on the chat. Okay, go to break.
I'm pretty sure the fake vampire, not fake, I don't want to get cursed. I'm pretty sure Danhausen is the top merch seller right now in WWE.
His name is Danhausen?
Well, it's one word, Danhausen.
Like Van Helsing.
Well, isn't that 2 words?
I don't know.
It is.
Well, we're all Fanhausens.
I like that. Like I'm a fan of Barry Manilow. I'm a Fanilo.
I mean, similar.
You like that?
All right, let's take a break. Thank you, Appel.
You're welcome.
Here you go, Josh Appel. That was delightful. We'll take a break. More Hochman, Crowder, and Solana is on the way.
Yeah, I probably won't be doing any fan housing or Dan housing or vampire or I don't know. I don't know what Appel's doing this weekend.
I'm putting a spell on your prize picks.
But I will be playing prize picks with the playoffs starting this weekend. So picture this. You use my code Solana. You download the prize picks app. You use my code SOLANA. You're going to get $50 instantly in lineups. All you have to do is play your first $5 lineup. And you're sitting around with the fellas. Maybe you're sitting around just watching the game solo this weekend, one of the playoff games. And you decide, yeah, I'm going to set a lineup. Takes 2 seconds. And I'm going to make some cash if my picks cash in. And that's how easy Prize Picks is. If you've never used the app, you download it, and you're just setting 2 to 6 player stat projections. And on each player, you're picking more or you're picking less. That's it. Yesterday, Paul George, 16.5 points. You either pick more, you pick less. And depending on whether you had more than 16.5 or less than 16.5, and you had the right selection, then one of your stat projections was correct, and you get 2 to 6 that you choose. And most of them are correct. You can cash in. And it's not just basketball. It is baseball, it's hockey, it's soccer, it's tennis, it's golf, it's esports, and plenty more. Plus, all the features on Prize Picks. Early payouts. If your player gets off to a hot start, you have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. So I'm telling you, it's the best way to turn your hot takes into money. Join me and millions of users. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code Solana, SOLANA. You get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. You must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for details.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Crowder.
Hawk.
Crowder.
Hawk. Unk.
We back at it with the steady, Hotman, Crowder, and Solana. 305, cafecito time, dame una colada. Got some interviews next, always got dope guests. Get the cesspool live, dropping comments and likes. We about to get right, talking sports, my G. Listen to Odyssey and 104.3. Live and back on GeorgiaMusic.com. Hitting it at the park like a mad murder's bomb off power. Get ready for the 3 o'clock hour. Get ready for the 3 o'clock hour. Get ready for the 3 o'clock hour. Get ready for that 3 o'clock.
All right, I'm ready. Crowder's in Vegas. I didn't know you were there for WrestleMania. I swear it hit me like halfway during the segment with Appel there. Like, I know WrestleMania is coming up soon, and I looked, and it was this weekend. I didn't realize that's why you were out there.
Yes, we have I got to leave in a little bit because we have live shows. We're doing like a streaming thing with WWE and the Pivot and all that stuff.
You guys are partnered with WWE?
Yeah, Hoch, we got to, I'll get these checks. I don't care what it is.
No, I mean, that's a big partnership. I just, I hope you, like, does one of the three of you, Ryan, you, Fred, follow wrestling enough to pull this off?
Just guess who's childish enough to follow WWE deeply.
Freddie T.
Fred knows everybody.
I love that. I love Fred.
He collects Pokemon cards and all that stuff.
Yeah, Fred's my guy, man. I like Fred. If I had to rank you guys in order of who I really want to hang out with on a daily basis, I think it goes Freddie T.
Uh-huh.
Man, it's a push between you and RC.
So I'm 3. That
or
doesn't make me
two
feel
or three.
That doesn't make me feel good.
It depends. If Ryan Clark is gonna wear his RC, what is it, like the pennant, then I'm out. If he's not wearing it, then it's probably.
Is he still wearing that? I haven't seen him wear that in a while.
He does wear it.
Man.
It's weird because on the podcast, like today, I'll text him because I'm not a dresser. I'm like, hey, what's the dress code? Just wear. And now you see I put my Pivot shirt on and my hat. They're like, oh no, just wear some Pivot stuff. It's casual. RC will be like, I'm good. It's like a secret what he wears. And I'm like, why are you tell me what you're wearing so I know what to wear. And so you see a number of shows, I am extremely underdressed when the other dudes are wearing $1,000 outfits and I got on a free shirt and some shorts.
But do you know who's going to be coming by? In other words, are you going to be in a Daniel Berger situation, do you think, where you're doing a live stream and then somebody sits down and most people would know who it is and you might be like, I don't know who that is?
No, that we do know who's sitting down.
All right.
But I'm contractually obligated not to tell y'all right
Understood. Now. Understood. Yeah. I'll have some fun out there in Vegas. You jealous, Jimmy?
Man, I played roulette. Walking in the door, I felt like a degenerate, but I had to play
before you got
roulette.
To the room.
I had my bag sitting on my leg playing roulette.
I look at the people who do that. I go, this person has a problem. When you see someone, because it's one thing if you're checking out, you're checking out and you're getting ready to catch a cab or whatever, and you're going to the airport. And you want to get a few rolls in or a couple of hands with blackjack in. The people who you see walk in.
Yeah.
And bypass the check-in area and just sidle up to the table with their luggage, man. Woo.
Got my room key. And now I feel bad because you play 23 a lot. So now I have to play 23 because if 23 hits, I'm going to be upset that I know that's your number. So I play 11, 23, 19, 2, and 10. And they didn't hit, and I walked to my room. I just played one roll.
Man, it's great. But it's something.
It's something.
Chris Perkins is going to join us this hour. Before we get to headlines, real quick, I follow this Barrett Media on social media, and I get their emails every morning. They're a industry trade publication. Jason Barrett does a great job with it. And one of the things that they do every morning in their email to those of us in the industry, it's on this day in radio and media history. And this day is a monumental day for us here at WQAM.
Ooh. No idea.
Can I guess?
Sure.
Is it the day we officially stopped being called the Joe?
No, but that is a monumental day. I don't know when it is, but that is a monument. Did we ever start calling ourselves the Joe, though?
Well, I think officially there was a press release.
Well, on this day in 2015, Ryan McGuire exits 93.7 The Fan in Pittsburgh to become program director of WQAM in Miami. So on this day in 2015, we were notified that Andy King would no longer be our program director. He was still the executive producer of our show because Victor and Falero had left at that point. Right? Yeah, because Andy King was running the board for me.
Right, but Falero hadn't gotten there yet. Or like he may have been behind the scenes, but he wasn't your executive producer.
Right. So he got there when Ryan got there or after Ryan got there. Yeah.
Right.
So we were notified on this day in 2015 that we were going to have a new program director. And his name was Ryan McGuire.
I like Andy.
What a turd that guy was.
Huck, I'm gonna say one of the most uncomfortable rooms I've ever been in was when you and Ryan were talking, and I had to be there because you used to light him up, and I was so uncomfortable being.
Couldn't
in those
hide my disdain for him. I didn't have the ability to hide my disdain.
Huck, I've told you before. That was a very uncomfortable situation for me, and I looked at the ground like my parents were fighting.
It was a number of times that he and I had that type of conversation. But he paired us up together.
Blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. All right, let's do headlines so we have enough time with Chris Perkins. Headlines are brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Do you know where it is, Jimmy or Solana, the old jingle that he made? I can't remember if we had that in the system solo or if it's just part of a thing, the Sports Flash jingle. This was like Ryan McGuire, like he comes from Pittsburgh. So it's like, bread basket, meat and potatoes, sports radio. What was it? KDKA? Is that what I just said? Was it KDKA? Was 93.7, but I think that's KDKA, but like a heritage station. And so he just tried to replicate like a Pittsburgh, radio jingle that had been around since the 60s or 70s. Do you have it, Jimmy? Play this. It's under Jingle WQAM. I see it on the chat.
560 WQAM Miami, 96.5 WPOW HD2 Miami. We are the home of the Dolphins.
Horrible.
It's not bad.
It's horrible. Just horrible.
Yeah. 1976.
It was like, oh, you got to play this, you got to play that. Don't talk about is a hot dog a sandwich. Bring on this writer.
I was in that room.
Bring on this writer from Dallas so you could break down this Wednesday night Heat Mavericks game. Huh?
I kind of like that.
So you were in the room. I was in the room when Hawk was cussing people out. And I had nothing to say because I agree with Hawk, but I don't want to, I just sit back. I'm like, oh my goodness, he's going crazy.
Got a chat on the YouTube chat. Hawk, thanks for calling out that turd, Ryan McGuire. He truly was a bleep. And that is from Ed, one half of the Sports Brothers, Ed and Jeff. I haven't talked with Ed I haven't seen Ed in a long time, man.
Yeah. Ed's a good dude.
Good dude, man. Anyway, Ryan McGuire was...
I'm going to text Ed right now. I have his number.
11 years ago today. Got the notice. Hey, got a new program director coming in. He's from Pittsburgh, really knows his stuff. You'll see. This guy's going to be great. And all of a sudden, his big idea is, hey, let's get a jingle from 1976. Let me look at the TM. The hell's the name of the jingle company? Len would know. TM Century, I think, makes all these radio jingles. Hey, let me look through the 1970s files and see if I can pull something out that's going to evoke Midwest in the mid-70s. That'll work well in South Florida in the 2000s.
One of the better Partalk, like post that era, was around the time of like COVID. You remember that Ryan McGuire started writing for Barrett Sports Media. He started being like, I don't know if he was a columnist or he was just writing articles. And I'll never forget that he posted one of his columns, which was like, traditional sports heavy talk show hosts are no longer the vibe. Like you should be more he was basically saying like you should do is the hot dog a sandwich.
Yep.
And there was like it was like a 10,000 word diatribe from him about why like the show we do is what people want to hear. Like they don't want to just hear sports anymore. And I remember reading that thinking, how could he possibly publish a column saying these things, knowing the conversations behind the scenes he's had with not just Hoch, but like everybody he's ever worked with?
It was the antithesis of everything that he was. He literally did not know how to have fun. He just, like it was, if you ever saw the movie Good Morning Vietnam, you know, and Robin Williams is crazy, wacky DJ, and then they bring in Frenchie. And no, you can't say Good Morning Vietnam. And Ryan McGuire was Frenchie.
Solana, you have not sat in these rooms, bro. I was sitting there like a child with their parents arguing when Hoch is explaining how radio is moving and what radio is going to, and he is arguing with Hoch, and Hoch's not letting down. Neither of them wanted to. There was never a. And you and Ryan's conversations, Hoch, there was never okay, I understand on either side.
Well,
and
I don't know if you've noticed this about my personality. I don't give in much.
But you were right. I look back and I'm like, Hoch was right. People don't want to hear about 0.55 PAR and all that stuff.
They might in Pittsburgh, but not here.
It was so uncomfortable, but Hoch was 100,000% correct on these conversations. And that's why Hoch's been here. He just started his 13th year?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Ryan is, I don't know where Ryan is.
Ryan is with Westwood One, and he deals with Len now. He like Len has to deal with him on a weekly basis.
It's like watching a great offensive coordinator call a play and somebody argue with him, and then it's like, no, the play worked, and the play continued
to know
work.
what the play should have been called. Yeah,
I don't even want to, Hoch's already, he's cocky already, but I watched this play out.
It is always worth noting that as much as we do have a disdain for Ryan McGuire because he was just an unpleasant person to people for no reason. Like aside from work, he just wasn't a nice guy.
No,
he did pair you two, and he also hired me. So like he is actually responsible for our current situation. Yeah. He is the person most responsible for it. I think it's worth noting because as much as we don't like him,
no, we owe him a lot. But he's a turd. Did you have any dealings with Ryan McGuire, Jimmy?
Never.
Oh, you'd have loved him.
Maybe.
Jimmy, do you have, you say on the chat there that you have an actual 1960s QAM jingle?
Yes.
Let me hear that.
In Miami is the one. Wonderful WQAM. On the go.
I love that. That one I would bring back.
I remember I found that archive of just somebody who was this massive QAM fan before it even went to sports. Like we're talking 50s, 60s, 70s. and they have an archive of everything WQAM. We really do need to go through that one day.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I have it.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I've saved that page because it literally is amazing. It's every piece of imaging from QAM history. I love that stuff. All right, let's do a quick look at the headlines because I won't have tough time with Chris Perkins. But happy anniversary, Brian. Headlines brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. 560.com/history. It's insane. Like, they have everything. The history. Like, there was just some massive fan that just kept everything. And they compiled this long archive of surveys and articles and jingles and photos.
It's amazing.
And, yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah. Funny, they stopped right around the time you guys got here. I don't know why.
All the money got eaten up.
All right, guys. There's several things happening locally here. The Heat had their exit interviews. Eric Spoelstra did speak. Bam Adebayo, we played the sound earlier, clarified that LaMelo Ball hasn't reached out to him. And essentially his comments were that he would like hostile acts to be reviewed no matter when it is the review needs to occur, which I think we all were unanimously with him. He also did say one other, I think, takeaway was that had the Heat won that game, he was asked if he would have been able to play. And he said, quote, "I don't like needles, but I would have taken a couple more to keep playing for sure."
All right. I think it was Tyler after the game who said, "Hey, Bam doesn't go out."
No.
And we all know that about him. Like, Bam, if he could have been on that floor, would have been on that floor. He was hurt.
I don't know if you saw the video now when he was walking into the Heat press room, and there's 3 steps to get up onto the podium where the players or the coaches sit to address the media. You could tell, man, like it's not like he needed a stretcher to get up there, but you could tell he was still ailing. Like he's in pain.
There's people even on a team. I've been on team where this guy has to be 100. We call them race horses. They have to be 100% to play. They're not going to fight through anything. Bam will fight as much as he can to get on the court. So for Bam not to return to that game, I know he was injured, and I know something was wrong, and he's going to have, I don't know if it's surgery, but there's going to be a long process for him to get back because Bam's not built like that. There is a lot of testosterone running through Bam's system. He wants to go out there and compete.
Getting text messages from former employees like Ryan McGuire, 100% certified douche.
Yeah, I got a couple.
There's nobody who's going to take the McGuire side. I guarantee you, because no one liked him. He wasn't a nice guy.
Yeah.
Well, Hawk, you gave him all he wanted. I'll tell you that. Anybody listening, Hawk gave Ryan McGuire all he wanted in those meetings.
The big Dolphins note that we had discussed briefly was that Devon Achane, according to Adam Schefter, was spotted at the Dolphins facility today. And he writes, it is believed Achane showed up as a sign of good faith as the two sides continue discussing a contract extension.
All right.
Hawk, when you were snapping on Ryan and I was sitting in the corner like a bad child, what was I supposed to do?
I was waiting for you to jump in.
No, Jack.
Partner has my back.
I'm a bootlegged trustee. I'm just trying to get this check.
It's also early in you two being radio partners. Like now, I mean, you're 10 years, 12 years in together. Like you'll whatever, right? I mean,
now I got Hawk, but back then I was like, what is this dude talking about? He's crazy. This guy is a nut.
Admittedly, in that particular instance, I may have lost my mind.
Hawk, I called my wife. I was like, Asia, Hawk is crazy. This dude has a problem. I don't know what I'm going to do.
I'm not proud to say, but Len's been on the end a couple of times on the end of that the receiving end of that.
Yeah, you have a switch
Yeah.
Once that switch hits, I'm gone. Y'all have a good one. Enjoy yourself.
That switch is in the permanent off position, by the way.
I don't know.
It could get turned back on.
Yeah, Omer Yurtsevin comes to mind for me.
Oh.
I don't even remember that. Oh, number 77.
77.
I'm a grown man sitting in a meeting looking at the carpet. Uh-oh. I don't know what's about to happen here. They might fight.
Homer Yurtsevin. Great call.
We'll
I wish
always
I was part
remember.
of this. I wish I was part of these meetings. That would have been fun.
Jimmy, you're
Jimmy.
too good. You're too good at what you do.
Jimmy, you would be in the corner curled up.
Oh, my
No,
God.
but
Jimmy,
listen, I would have like
you were there for something that I snapped on once, and I know what it was. It was the last Whiskey Stars and Cigars. And I snapped on Solana during a commercial break, and Jimmy ran and jumped over the bar and got down on his knees.
Yeah, I remember that.
Remember that?
I
That was
remember
about 1 year ago today because it was the Heat exit interviews. It was the Pat Riley availability. It was
Pat
that
Riley
would be
press
2
conference.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jimmy hit it.
I've been around a lot of dudes. When Hawk gets mad, it's like, oh, Lord, yeah. Check, please. Check, please. I need
Jimmy,
to go.
I'm telling you, Jimmy ran.
I
for
bolted.
safety.
The Marlins did lose yesterday. They're off today. They begin a weekend series. They're back at home versus the Brewers. And the Florida Panthers, of course, ended their regular season yesterday. It was a nice win, 8-1. They end on a 3-game winning streak. And unfortunately, the offseason begins today for the Florida Panthers, who I believe also had exit interviews today as well, I believe.
I didn't see anything on that.
All right, guys. Your weather in South Florida right now, it is in the low 80s. Tonight, it'll be in the low 70s, maybe even upper 60s in some parts of South Florida as well. That weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping keep your home and family safe when the storms roll in. Visit tornadoroofing.com for your free roof and window estimate.
All right, Chris Perkins is going to join us in the next segment. Tucker Duke's Lunchbox in Deerfield Beach. Best burgers in South Florida. I mean that. Tucker Duke's, though, not just award-winning burgers. It's one of the most creative menus in South Florida. You can see their entire menu online. Just go to tuckerdukesburgers.com. That's tuckerdukesburgers.com. One of their newest creations is called The Product. 2 8-ounce all-beef patties stacked high with 4 slices of melty white cheddar, shredded romaine, pickles, raw onions, and crispy onions, finished with their mustard-forward product sauce on a toasted onion bun. That is good eating. Now, the April burger of the month is the Bad Bunny. A half-pound burger, pepper jack cheese, bacon jam, whipped blueberry jalapeno cream cheese, crispy onions, spinach, spicy honey aioli, Mike's hot honey, and it's all on a toasted onion bun. Wow. That is a great burger. It's available this month only at Tucker Duke's. Besides burgers, Tucker Duke's is loaded. The menu has everything from Smoky's smoked fish dip, which is smoked mahi-mahi fish dip served with house-made tortilla chips. Or you can try bacon-wrapped Korean barbecue ribs, cheesesteak fries, portobello fries. They, of course, have salads, chicken sandwiches, steak sandwiches. They've got it all. If you follow Tucker Duke's on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, you're going to see all the incredible food that they make. Tucker Duke's Lunchbox. It's in Deerfield Beach. It's worth a visit. They're at 1101 South Powerline Road in Deerfield Beach, the southwest corner of Powerline and 10th.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Somebody has dubbed me on the text machine Bad Bet Bunny. All right, bring on Chris Perkins here on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. He's a Miami Dolphins columnist for the Sun Sentinel. The draft is exactly 1 week away. And Perk, you wrote in a column in the Sun Sentinel on what you would consider draft success. So what is, in your opinion, draft success for the Dolphins?
Well, you know what? I went back and I looked at Detroit and what they did from 2019 to 2023. And I always think it takes 3 years to evaluate a draft class. So I didn't include the 2024 draftees. But really, you know, I kind of classified the guys on were you a successful pick, were you a superstar pick, were you a solid pick, or were you a disappointment? And I had Detroit with 56%, I think it was 56% of their picks were what I deemed successful, compared to the Dolphins having 25% of their picks that I consider successful. So, look, just a rough estimate. Miami has got to be way closer to Detroit, and I think the league average for successful picks is probably about 35-40%. Detroit went 56. I think the Dolphins need to be around that 50% range. They have so many draftees in the next 2 years, 20 picks in the next 2 years. If you hit on 2 of those, the rebuild is off and running.
And Perk, speaking about that though, I hate best available because you have to look at your team, but there's so many holes. We talked about this today. There's so many holes. I've heard offensive lineman, defensive line. I think it's a lot harder to find a good corner. So there's a lot of good corners. I want to go defensive back because I think this secondary is depleted. I need to know that we can deal with the current day NFL like we need to. Where's your thoughts on what should be the priority of this draft?
Man, Crowder, I would like to see them go defense just because they do need so much help. If you think about it, they need 3 corners, right? 2 outside corners and a slot. They probably need 1 safety. If you say that either Lonnie Johnson or Dante Trader could be a starter, you would still need another safety. So that's 4 DBs. But you could also say they need an edge rusher, maybe 2 edge rushers. I don't trust Chop Robinson. I like defense. I like going defense in the first round. I probably, just given my choice, I would probably go corner. I don't know who's going to be there as far as the edge rushers at number 11. Arvell Reese is going to be gone. David Bailey is going to be gone. Maybe Ruben Bain is there, but if Bain isn't there as far as edge rushers, there's nobody at number 11. Zion Young is going to be down later from Missouri. Keldrick Falk from Auburn is going to be probably in the teens or the 20s. I just did a mock draft with David Peronis. We did alternating picks. We did odds and evens. I had the odds. I think you're going to be happy with who we selected for the Dolphins at 11 and at number 30. The mock draft comes out tomorrow. I'm not going to spoil it, but I think Dolphins fans will be happy who we have at 11 and 30.
Wait, spoil it. Is it Ruben Bain? Do you think he's there?
There's no spoilers here. But Kane is selected. I'll say that at either 11 or 30. And look, Mesidor might be around at 30 too. He might.
We're stocking up on Canes.
Just saying. Read the Sun Sentinel tomorrow.
Perk.
Just saying.
Perk, is the priority long-term impact from their picks, especially in the first round, guys who they feel have tremendous upside, or should the priority be, especially if it's offensive side of the ball, which I know Ruben Bain is not that, but on the offensive side of the ball and any of their picks, guys who can make an immediate impact, considering they need to figure out and evaluate if their quarterback signing was the right guy for them long-term.
Solana, it's got to be long-term, because this rebuild is a 2 or 3 year, you've got a 2 or 3 year runway for it. And the reason I say that is because Malik Willis, if he does what you think he's going to do, he signed a 3-year contract. After year 2, he's going to want $50 million a year, right? So you get the 26 season, the 27 season, as you go into 2028, he's going to start the hold in, give me $50 million a year. So I don't think that these first 2 years, that you kind of have a runway. I think by 2027 is when you want this thing to really take off. I could take a risk or two this year in the draft. Next year, I do agree with you. You need to figure out what you've got in Malik Willis, but I don't think that necessarily means taking a wide receiver early. I would take best player available because you have so many questions to answer. You have so many holes on this team. But I'm thinking long term, by 2027, you want to have this thing done. Look, if you draft somebody in the first round, you want them to make an instant impact. But my thinking is, by the time that before the contracts of Brooks and Brewer and Achane have expired, I want this thing off and running. So I'm thinking more long term, 2 or 3 years, who's going to be my ballers.
And speaking of Achane, Sully came out and they said he's off the market. They want to keep Achane. They're working on the number. He hasn't been to camp or off-season optional training activities and all that stuff. Is he because I have the running back stuff open right now. Is he the $20 million guy like Saquon, Derrick Henry's 15, Alvin Kamara's 12, Josh Jacobs 12? Is he in that 12 range? James Cook, Travis Etienne, is he a $12 million back? Because that's why I kind of see him as I'm looking at the list.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's in that James Cook, Kenneth Walker III range. Cook was 3 for 48 with 30 guaranteed. I can't remember what Walker was. I think he was 28 and a half guaranteed, maybe 3 for 45. But
28-7.
28. Okay. So, yeah, I think to me, that's where Achane slots in. And look, Crowder, I'll tell you this, and I've been telling everybody this, that as soon as you sign Achane to that contract, you've got to start thinking about preserving him because he is still a 191-pound running back. So accelerate the learning curve of Jalen Wright and or Ollie Gordon. Make sure that your offense can put Achane out in the slot so he's not getting 30 touches a game and 15 of them are running between the tackles. He is still a 191-pound running back, and the shelf life on them is not very long. So I'm trying to extend Achane's career as long as possible. I'm not just giving him a contract extension and then pretending like he's Derrick Henry and we're going to run him between the tackles and this, that, and the other. You got to have a plan to take advantage of Achane and keep in mind his build because it's not conducive to longevity in the NFL.
Park, what are the most obvious differences you've seen in your interactions with the Hafley-Sullivan administration from the previous regime of Greer and McDaniel? Because you've had several media availabilities now, and you've had, the lead up to the draft, and it's a week away. So are there obvious differences where you're like, wow, I feel good about this, or does it feel similar to you? I'm just curious, your observations.
A ton of obvious differences. The biggest one to me is this plan is rooted in concrete. I thought the McDaniel plan with the speed and the Tua to Tyreek, that was kind of a house built on sand. It wasn't too reliable. These guys are talking about draft and develop and a solid run game and the trenches and accountability and all that kind of stuff. So that, to me, that's the biggest difference. The other big difference is these press conferences are all about business. I mean, it's not a stand-up comedy show like it was with Mike McDaniels, where there's a little jokey joke here and a jokey joke there and some laughter. And no, these dudes are about football, and I like that. I'm old school. Look, the NFL is an entertainment league as much as it's a sports league, as much as it's a football league. But you got to know about the business of playing football. And so far, it seems like these guys do know about that. And so I just have a lot more faith and confidence in them already. Now, look, as Mike Tyson said, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the mouth. but I like their plan so far. It just seems more rooted in reality than fantasy.
And those leaders, because Perk, we talked about it before. I always say, I like you're saying, I think Sully and Hafley, they're more alphas. They're more serious about ball. They're not trying to joke and play and wear off-whites for every game and all that stuff. But it has to start in the locker room. It has to start.
Yeah.
Actually, I heard you and Joe talking about it. Bro, it has to start in the locker room. Are there strong leaders here? Because I'll give you a insight. No guy is going to get drafted and walk in the locker room and be a leader of men. It has to be somebody that's already here.
Yeah, I look at Aaron Brewer, the center, Jordan Brooks, the linebacker, Patrick Paul, the left tackle, as your three guys who they are the kind of the vocal leaders. They're going to say something. They're going to, tap a guy on the shoulder. Hey, you need to tighten this up or whatever. After that, Devon Achane is a quiet leader. He's a kind of look at what I do and follow my lead. Malik Willis has got to be a leader because he's the quarterback. That's about where the list ends, Shannon. And so you've got to develop that. You've got to figure out who these leaders are because you need a lot more than the guys that I named. So it's going to be interesting to see who develops, who some of these first-year players are, who some of these rookies are that step up and kind of choose to put themselves out there in that way. But I'll say this also, they talk about this being a player-led team. And I think some people, to me, Mike McDaniel, his idea of player-led was, well, we're going to talk to the leadership council and we're going to see if they want to run sprints after practice. That's not player-led. To me, a player-led team is way back when I was covering UM, 97, 98, 99, when they were doing the run-up to the 01 team, maybe the greatest college football team ever. I remember when they came back for the 98 off-season workouts, these guys had done off-season stuff by themselves. I remember the offensive lineman, there was this red pickup truck, and I can't remember which lineman owned it, but they would all get in the bed and they would push this pickup truck. And the DBs and the running backs, they came back. Like I remember Ed Reed in particular came back looking like a grown man. That to me is a player-led team, right? That these players in the offseason, they got together by themselves. They decided we're going to get better. That's a player-led team. Not, well, we don't really want to do wind sprints and that's BS. So I want to see this develop into a player-led team, and who are some of those players who step up and take some of those lead roles.
Hey, Park, Chris Crowder is in Vegas for WrestleMania. It's this weekend. He's leaving us now. He's got to go do some WrestleMania stuff. Are you a WrestleMania guy?
No, I'm not, man. I'm more MMA. I'm boxing and MMA. I'm not wrestling.
You're shaking your head, Solana. Did you know that? I would have pegged Perk for a big wrestling guy.
No way, man. Perk doesn't fool with that nonsense. Perk's about business, bro. Perk's about business, man.
That's right, man. That's it.
I feel like Perk would.
Gunpowder. He put gunpowder on his steaks.
That's it, baby. That's it. I'll say this along those lines, Hoch. I'll tell you this to take it to food a little bit. I like my burger pickle onion mustard. Just the man stuff. I don't need the cutesy stuff. Mayo and the ketchup, right? I want it tart. I want it hit you in the face.
You don't get a pretzel bun.
No.
I will mess with a pretzel bun now.
That's the cutesiest thing you could do to a burger. It's the only way to ruin a burger is put it on a pretzel bun.
No, Hoch, I would disagree with that. Now, don't diminish the pretzel bun. It's not my go-to. My go-to is sesame seed bun that's lightly toasted, little bit of butter, lightly toasted. But I will mess with a pretzel bun in a second. Don't diminish the pretzel bun now.
You haven't ordered a side in 15 years. You don't need sides. You need entree.
Oh yeah, I'm meat and potatoes, chicken and rice. Now I do. I heard you talking about leafy greens. I'll mess with leafy greens. I love some garlic spinach. I love some collards. I love some mustard greens. I'll even mess with kale. But at my heart, meat and potatoes, chicken and rice.
You have like every meal, a protein, a starch, like and some veggies.
I'm big on the veggies, actually. Corn, green beans, green spinach. But every meal is I do have meat and a starch. I'm trying to cut back on the red meat. That gets tough because I love my pork. I love my ribeye steaks, but the cost is taking care of the ribeye steaks for me. I'm definitely more chicken and turkey nowadays.
Yeah, Perk don't leave the pork. The pork is good, man. We got to enjoy life at some point.
Prices nowadays. I'm
Oh
down
yeah,
to
yeah.
Little
No.
Caesars.
I look. My cardiologist is going to have a second house because of me, but that's all right. I'm happy. I'm happy.
I loved, traveling when we were with the Dolphins, and like you'd go get a drink with Perk and Furones, these two guys, but they couldn't be more different. Perk is getting a brew, like Perk is getting a beer.
Yeah.
Furones is ordering like an
Aperol Spritz.
espresso martini, Aperol Spritz.
Hey, and so the thing about that is, on road games, my big thing is I take the first flight in, so I'm in at 8 a.m. because by noon Eastern time, I'm in a bar with a beer in front of me watching college football, and I will be there all day. I will stumble out to dinner eventually, probably pass out around 10 p.m., but you're going to have a good time if you hang out with me on the road. You're going to have a damn good Saturday.
He is their man's man. All right,
Yes.
Chris Perkins from the Sun Sentinel. I got to talk about Gulfstream Park here, which is the last time I saw Perk. We were eating those lemon pepper wings at 10 Palms, Perk.
That's right.
Those were
That's
some
right.
good
Excellent wings. Excellent. Joe Beja, the manager out there, the food and beverage manager. Excellent stuff by him.
Perk, that was the first lemon pepper wing Hawk ever ate in his life.
Oh, it changed him. It changed him now. He's a devotee now. He is a changed man.
It's true. They call me the boss.
I love it. I love it.
We'll see you, Perk.
All right, I'll see y'all.
Chris Perkins from the Sun Sentinel. And we'll see you, Crowder, as well. Go do your WrestleMania stuff.
I'm going to wrestle with some people.
Man, Jimmy is so jealous of you. Look at Jim. Jimmy,
I am.
Can you fly Jimmy out real quick, Crowder? You got room in your room?
Nah, Jimmy looks a little nasty. I can't sleep with Jimmy.
Jimmy, you clean? You clean? You get in the sheets? You'll take a nice shower?
Yeah, I'm clean.
Yeah, he's clean. Fly him
Are you
out
a
there,
cuddler,
Crowder. He
though?
loves
Do you
wrestling. He
cuddle?
loves wrestling. Loves wrestling.
But do you like to touch in bed?
You can
Not
get
you.
twin beds. You can get a double room. All right, see you, Crowder. Have fun. Crowder's in Vegas. All right, we got the 4 o'clock hour coming up. I was talking with Perk there about Gulfstream Park. Make a plan, spend a day. A little great horse racing at Gulfstream Park and some great dining at 10 Palms, where I did have those lemon pepper wings with Perk. They've got live racing Thursdays through Sundays through the entire month of April. Cirque du Soleil, you got about, 9 days left to see it. It's playing at Gulfstream Park through April 25th. If you want to see it under the big top, go get your tickets online at GulfstreamPark.com. You can mark your calendars. Their annual Kentucky Derby Trackside Watch Party is Saturday, May 2nd. You can get your tickets online right now at GulfstreamPark.com/events. And I always say Gulfstream Park is not only perfect for a day of racing and fun, it's a perfect venue. If you're planning a group event or a private party, they host groups from 10 to over 1,000 people. Make it a day at Gulfstream Park. Nothing better. Beautiful South Florida weather. You bet on some horse races. You enjoy the great sights and sounds and food at Gulfstream Park. You get all the details right now at GulfstreamPark.com.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
My ability didn't offset my arrest, huh?
The kisses of the sun were sweet. I didn't blink. I let it in my eyes.
4 o'clock hour. Get back into it here. Get to 15 minutes of heat. How many more of these are we doing, Solana? I guess just today and tomorrow, maybe?
Yeah, through the end of the week, probably, Hoch. And it's probably curtains after that.
Yeah. Stock market report. That's sponsored by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. 1-800-747-3733. Another positive day on Wall Street. Dow Jones up 115 points. S&P 500 up 18 points. And the NASDAQ up 86 points. So keep running together those green days on Wall Street. 15 minutes of heat. Last of a couple. Brought to you by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. You want to play a couple of the sound bites from BAM earlier today?
Yeah, for sure. I know
we have.
We definitely have the cut that we played earlier from Bam Adebayo, just talking about the interaction between him and LaMelo Ball. I'll play this one here, Jimmy, on my end, just so you know. But basically, his perspective on what happened and what he believed needs to change.
It doesn't make sense that three or four plays can go by and you can review a 3-point shot, but you can't review a hostile act. And I think I think LaMelo is just going to, see it as another game. He makes, 30 M's a year. The 60 he's not even going to see. But it's one of those things everybody's going to have their opinion on it. Nobody's really going to know the truth but LaMelo, if it was dirty or not, obviously. Everybody's going to try to defend him or defend me. So it's really him. And, we move on at this point.
He's 100% correct, though. You should be able to go back and review a hostile act play.
Yeah, I mean, at this point we've said it a billion times, but it just doesn't make sense knowing what we know, and I realize that's part of it, right? Like, we're playing the result, but knowing what we know, that your best player gets kicked out of or gets injured because of a play, and there's just zero repercussions after a player injured him. It just doesn't. It makes no sense. Absolutely no sense at all.
Now, I don't know if you watched any of the Nikola Jovic exit interview. It was interesting to me. He was like, he was just like, yeah, you go from thinking that you can play in this league to sitting at the end of the bench. And it wasn't, it wasn't harsh, but also it wasn't like, hey, I understand it and I got to get better. It was like, hey, I got to play perfect. And if I don't play perfect, I'm just going to end up at the end of the bench. Like he seemed to be annoyed to me.
Yeah, but I will say this, just knowing Nikola Jovic, he's like always super honest with his answers. Always. And he's not wrong from the standpoint of, like, yeah, his leash is incredibly short. It is. But I don't think he's ripping Spo when he says that. I think he's being honest with the situation.
I didn't take it as ripping Spo, but I felt like he felt it was a little unfair. And he probably does.
Yeah, and it probably is a little unfair given the circumstances of, like, hey, you guys committed money to me. Like, let me play through some growing pains. I understand that. But, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's debatable that Nico and Kalel Ware, their leashes are wildly different than some of the other guys on the roster. I think that's 100% fair. But, Hoch, he was injured all year. That's been an issue. And he got his opportunities early in the year. Like, he got them. It's not like Spo didn't play him at all. He started the first game of the year. And this team wasn't in a position where they could just wait for him to figure it out. And I'll also remind you that early in the year, his minutes decreased, and this team was 14-7 through the first 21 games. Like, they had a really strong start, and he wasn't a part of it. And by the time it was, his opportunity again, they were struggling. He got hurt. He couldn't stay healthy, and it just never worked with him for whatever reason this year. It just didn't click.
Tyler Hero and Andrew Wiggins declined season-ending media sessions. The Wiggins one is interesting to me.
Yeah, I mean,
because it's his option, and so I would think if he had designs on returning, he would be part of it. And so the way I'm reading into it is if you don't want to do the season-ending media session, that kind of means you're out of there.
Or, and maybe, I think that's a fair way to look at it, but Wiggs has the player option, and I think he understands the situation, which is if the Miami Heat are going to make a move, it could come down to using his salary if he opts into that player option in order to kind of open up the amount of cap space. So, yeah, like his future is just a giant question mark. I wouldn't be upset if Andrew Wiggins is back next year, by the way, but, that's not going to be a sexy return if the roster looks the same. Like, we can't go into next year doing the same thing where we're like, well, if Wiggs plays up to this level, and you can't do that again. The Tyler one, I see a lot of people ripping Tyler on social media. I don't get that at all. One, anytime Tyler's available, he'll talk to anybody at practice. Like, this dude's more than willing with his time all the time. Every practice, he'll talk to whoever requests him. And what's he gonna say, Hoch? On it, like, yeah, he's supposed to be available. He wasn't this year. He only played 33 games. He wants the extension. That's not a secret. It's going to be up to the Heat if they're going to give it to him. And every question was going to be about his future here.
Yep.
And he probably doesn't know whether he's going to be
every
here or
answer he was going to give was going to be parsed 1,000 different ways by 1,000 different pundits. So I give him a pass, like I said earlier, because it was not going to be anything other than, what are your plans? Do you get tired of hearing your name always in the trade talks? Like, it's the same stuff that he answers. So I completely give him a pass.
And by the way, he is. Like, it's not a secret. He's not happy with the fact that his name's always in the trade rumors. It's been reported multiple times that the Heat have included him in trade packages. And I'm speaking just from a player's perspective. That's got to suck. Like, he was an all-star last year, and even then, the Heat reportedly are shopping him. Like, that's got to suck. Nobody would be happy with that being the situation. From the Heat's perspective, it makes sense. I don't blame anybody on that side either.
Before we get to headlines, I'll remind everybody, WQAM's Whiskey Stars and Cigars, presented by Edmore Sawgrass Auto Mall, returns Friday, May 8th, and you can talk sports and hang out with the QAM staff. There'll be a Tabacón Cigars and Spirits at Plantation Walk. When I say they'll be at, I will not be there that day, unfortunately. So it'll be the entire QAM staff minus me, but it's still going to be a fun night. Enjoy a nice Scotch whiskey from Johnny Walker and a smooth cigar from Drew Estate. It is a free event. All you have to do is stop by. And you can get all the info at WQAM.com. Make sure you're 21 or older. And again, mark it down. May 8th, Tabacón Cigars and Spirits at Plantation Walk. Whiskey Stars and Cigars. It's presented by Edmore Sawgrass Auto Mall. 4 brands, 1 location. Your local Cadillac, Buick, GMC, and Chevy dealer. And Whiskey Stars and Cigars is always fun. We've done, 2 of them or 3 of them?
I think this will be the third. I think we've done 2.
This will be the third. They have been great. So, and the fact that it's a free event, you can just come and hang out. I mean, you're not going to drink for free, but you will probably get a free cigar. I think you get a cigar when you go in, and then if you want to buy more expensive cigars, you can. But it happens to be a really fun night.
Just tell them tell the bartender you're on Joe Rose's tab. They'll
Last one that we did, Lawrence Taylor showed up inexplicably.
It was awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, headlines brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com.
Just a couple more notes from that media availability from the Miami Heat, their exit interviews. Did you see what Keyshawn Johnson was wearing at the podium? He was wearing a Sade t-shirt, like a big graphic Sade t-shirt.
Sade's going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They just announced this week.
Is she really?
Yep.
The big day for Sade fans and for Mike Wallace. That's right. And then listen to this back and forth. This was interesting. You know how Pelle Larsson always gets hit in the face?
Mm-hmm.
And you know how there's that Twitter account, like, did Pelle get hit in the face?
Yeah.
Listen to this question and answer with Pelle Larsson.
One thing a lot of fans noticed this year is that you got hit in the face a lot. Is that a European thing, or is that just a you thing, the way that you play?
I wasn't aware if it was a European thing, but it's always been a me thing. My whole life, I've been getting hit in the face, so I don't know what it is. The ref tells me it's my fault. I've been trying to work on my posture to get my face out of there, but still no luck, so I'll let you know.
Well, he's going to work on it. Bad for the tracker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Keep the face out of the elbow area, man, or the chest area. This dude always got hit in the face. It's unbelievable. Eric Spoelstra, his exit interview was nothing controversial. Says that the team will be highly motivated after missing the playoffs for the first time since 2019. And then in terms of what they need to do to close the gap with the rest of the East, quote, we'll figure that out. We always do. That's our mission in this building. We're going to get back to work this summer and figure it out. The Florida Panthers, they also finished off the regular season yesterday. They dominated the Red Wings 8-1, but first time since 2019 they don't make the playoffs, same as the Miami Heat. First time since 2023 the Panthers will not be in the Stanley Cup final. Going to be a weird June this year.
True or false? The Heat have only been a play-in team since you started on the broadcast.
That is 100% true. All 4 years that I've been on the broadcast.
You've had the most futile run as a Heat broadcaster in history, no?
Well, I'm a 3-time play-in tournament champion broadcaster. 1-time Eastern Conference champion broadcaster, but 3-time play-in tournament champion broadcaster.
Fair.
Yeah.
Can't argue it.
It's on my resume.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah. Fortunately, there's no rings attached to the play-in tournament. There should be. Just start hanging banners. Why not?
Onion rings.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Funyuns.
Sure.
How did we miss National McDonald's Day yesterday?
So it was such a busy day. I had it earmarked, and I would have gotten there. Obviously, it's a big day for me. I love McDonald's. But it was just such a busy day coming off that Heat game. And because there was the controversy with LaMelo. You know what I mean? If it was just a loss, it's a loss, and you could probably shoehorn in a little McDonald's talk. McDonald's was founded yesterday in whatever year. There's some in the food arena. There's this thing going around on Twitter. I don't know if you've seen it, and it's pretty much exclusive to South Florida, but people are debating on social media, what's a better plate, La Granja or Pollo Tropical?
Yeah, I've seen this.
And you've seen the two plates?
I saw the two plates, and I don't know. I don't know what your take on it. Have you had La Granja before?
Yeah, so there's one right down the street from me in Boca. Been there several times. For me, Pollo Tropical all day, every day, blows La Granja away.
Blows it away?
Blows it away.
I don't know, man.
Yep.
I don't know about blows it away. Here's the real answer, which I know is not the fun answer. It just all varies on location.
Well, that is true.
Some Pollo Tropicals you go to, and they hit different. Like the sauces hit different.
Yeah.
They'll hook it up with the sauces. The chicken breasts are just loaded with steroids. They're massive. The rice tastes fire. And then every now and then you deviate from your typical pollo and you go to another one, and the chicken breast is like, or the quarter chicken, it fits on like the palm of your hand. Like it doesn't hit the same. And I think La Granja is the exact same way. The one on Miller is fire. But there was one near me, closer to Kendall, that was just like, whatever. Like it was whatever.
One of the things that I love at Pollo Tropical is the Tropa Chops. And when I'm at La Granja, I'm getting the quarter chicken or the half chicken.
Right.
But I prefer the Tropa Chops, so maybe that clouds my decision making. But Pollo, to me, you get a chicken Tropa Chops, the black beans, even their yellow rice is good.
The yellow rice is fire. If I'm going Tropa Chop, I'm always going the yellow rice.
Then you get the yuca fries there.
Oh,
You've got a
fries,
good tangy barbecue sauce.
They have these new thing. It's like maduros stuffed with cheese. They're like maduro balls stuffed with cheese, bro. Fire, like insanely good.
Which one do you prefer, Jimmy?
Pollo Tropical.
Yeah.
Trying to see if I can. I don't know if that's just like the one near my house or not. If it's just like a special menu item. You go Tropa Chop at Pollo though every time.
Yeah, I like the Tropa Chops because I like mixing everything up together. That's like
like a little kid. Yeah, you need
it's
it,
like
you
I
need
don't
it all
need
in, like,
I don't,
one
I don't need
bowl.
to start. Well, I like everything mixed together. Whatever I'm eating, like if I'm having Thanksgiving turkey, I want a forkful of turkey, mashed potatoes, green bean. I want it all on the fork. I like that. And so you get the Tropa Chops. It's essentially done for you.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you're eating there and you get the half chicken, now I'm cutting chicken with plastic utensils. It's like, hey, what am I doing here? Now I'm carving a bird, but I can only use a plastic knife.
You got to eat it like a man, Hoch. You just go in.
You eat a half a chicken with your hands?
Right in on it, man. I'll buy a rotisserie chicken. I'll eat that thing like it's a chicken wing. Just
ridiculous.
Just bite right into it, man. You see all these people complaining about, the rotisserie chickens at Costco, the plastic melts underneath the little warmers. Like, stop. Get out of here with that.
You're the guy concerned about microplastics.
Yeah, but so what? So what? That those chickens are all made in a factory somewhere. Like, that's where we're gonna draw the line because they wrap it in some plastic underneath a microwave, underneath like these warmers.
Chickens.
They're all these chickens are all just populated in some massive factory somewhere. You think these are free range? You think they're free range chickens, Hoch?
No, but a factory assembles items. I don't think the chickens are assembled from parts at a factory.
They're piecing it all together and they just mash it up. What do you think?
Interesting.
You eat the McRib. There's not one piece of rib in the actual rib in the McRib. Not one.
Totally agree, but I don't think it's created at a factory.
I think that is created at a factory.
That might be.
There needs to be an investigation. I'm glad you bring this up into what happened at Chicken Kitchen because the drop off at Chicken Kitchens everywhere it's sad at this point. Like they just there's no reason to go there anymore.
So there's two places, really three if you include Char Hut. We had talked about this because we had read an article, I think, the other day. Char Hut has really fallen off. That was always ubiquitous in South Florida for a good burger. Chicken Kitchen, and the one in Boca closed, had to be 10 years ago. But Chicken Kitchen has fallen off, and Wendy's has really... By the way, I say all this stuff. I haven't been to a Wendy's probably in 5 years. I'm not certain I've been to a McDonald's in 2 or 3 years, other than the occasional stop if my son wants me to pick him up something and he's in town. But Wendy's got super bad. They're closing hundreds of Wendy's. Like Wendy's just had an absolute stumble. You know what happened is a lot of these places, instead of going to fast food, you go to more like quick serve. So Shake Shack, Five Guys, BurgerFi, so it's a little step up from fast food, but it's not sit down either.
And you can order everything now. Before, you would have to get out of your car, park. Like there was a real convenience factor into just jumping in the drive-thru at Wendy's, grabbing a Dave's Double and hitting the road. Like now I could just order Five Guys and it'll be ready by the time I get there. I go in, I grab it, and I'm back in my car.
Right.
So like the convenience factor, it doesn't play into the hands of the fast food places anymore. But Hawk, like Wendy's did fall off a little bit. That was my growing up.
Totally fell off. Totally. It's
BK.
why they're closed. I read an article about it a couple days ago. It was a long article about what happened to Wendy's, and they just lost their way. But they've had like a CEO change, like 3 CEOs in the last 4 years, something like that. And anytime a company's doing that, they've lost their way.
You know what it is? They stopped doing. Was it Biggie size at Wendy's? Do you remember
Well,
that?
they've been doing that for years, though.
No,
Yeah, I remember that.
But they stopped doing that. Like
they
stopped
did?
making. Yeah, they stopped doing Biggie size. The actual
Thanks, RFK.
the aesthetic of Wendy's was like the yellow box,
Yeah,
and the yellow
atrium.
cups, the atrium, and they went away from it. All the buildings look identical. They made Wendy like more generic on the logo. I mean, for what? Go back to what made you great.
Leroy Horde says Chicken Kitchen went downhill once they started measuring the chicken that they put in the chop chop. And he's right. They used to, they always had the cup. So they would chop up the chicken. You'd get your chop chop. They would chop up the chicken. They'd put it in the cup and put it on top of the rice. And then they would take the leftovers and throw it on top of the rice anyway.
Right.
But now they gotta, they gotta stick right to the exact measurement.
It's also BS because if they cut up the pieces bigger, then the scooper that they're measuring with less fits in because the pieces of chicken are bigger.
So they just used to throw it all in there, but it's like Five Guys with the fries. Although I think I read that Five Guys is not going to throw in extra fries anymore in the bag.
They're not doing that. I went to Five Guys for the first time in like 2 years, a couple weeks ago, and they put like a little bit of extra fries in there. Remember, they used to do that, the cup, the smaller medium cup.
Yep.
And then they would just grab the scooper.
Whole bag. Whole bag filled with fries.
Boom. Oh, you're hungry? Here. Boom. Here's 30,000 more fries. And I maybe got like 10 extra fries in the bag.
Mike Mayo texts me that BurgerFi really dropped off in the last couple of years. Yeah, I mentioned BurgerFi when I was talking about Shake Shack and Five Guys, but BurgerFi went bankrupt. Like, they're in bankruptcy, I believe.
I don't think I ever had BurgerFi.
No?
No, I don't know.
They're good.
Yeah, BurgerFi was good.
And their fries are good too.
People love these smash burgers now. This like Skinny Louie's is the location of Skinny Louie's at the Gables, 2 a.m. Everything's closed, and there's a line out the door at Skinny Louie's, 2 a.m.
Yeah,
Never had it.
BurgerFi declared bankruptcy in September of 2024.
Sucks, man. There was nothing better than walking into Chicken Kitchen, getting the original chop. Oh, and Hawk. Oh, sorry, we ran out of a pita. Oh, we don't have pita anymore. Like, what? You don't have
and
pita?
It used to be the mustard curry sauce. They would put it out there. I mean, you could take a gallon home if you wanted.
Yep.
Now they're a little cutesy. You got to get it there. You got pre-made cups. It's like, can I get an extra, please? Can I get an extra?
How many cups of curry would you like? Oh, I want 80.
Right.
I'll take 80, please. Well, I brought up McDonald's because, and really, I don't think this applies to any of us because I don't think any of us are really into this, but they're launching energy drinks later this year. So they're going to have like their own flavor of Red Bull, their own Dr. Pepper flavor. I know you guys like Dr. Pepper. Dirty Dr. Pepper.
Well, that's not an energy drink, though.
Oh, I don't know. I saw that they're launching energy drinks. Oh, and other new beverages later this year as well.
Gotcha.
That's like what Taco Bell has, right? Like the Baja Blast and stuff like that.
Well, that you can get everywhere now, though. It used to be
really?
exclusive. Like, I have Baja Blast Zero in my fridge here at home. But it used to be the only place to get Baja Blast was Taco Bell.
Of course you do.
Of course I do. I'll go get a can right now if you want.
All right, let me hit you with a couple more local headlines here. The Marlins are off today. They begin their weekend series versus the Brewers tomorrow. And you saw the Marlins. I know you guys sent it. They're going to celebrate the U.S.'s 250th birthday on July 11th. and they're going to have a special ticket package. It'll include that USA Marlins themed jersey. Same thing they did with like Flanagan's and SpongeBob.
They've got a couple good Marlins have a couple good promotions coming up. They have the hockey jerseys coming up soon. I was watching that on the game last night. They showed those. Those look cool. They've got these USA jerseys which are coming up. And this season they're doing Barbie hats. They're doing the Barbie Day again. The last couple of seasons it's been Barbie jerseys. My wife has one and she loves it. And she pointed out to me that this year they're doing Barbie hats instead of Barbie jerseys.
On Sunday, they're doing it's like basketball jersey day. And you know how it's teal Sundays at Lone Depot Park? Bro, I don't know why more people aren't talking about this. The basketball jersey that they're giving out is like a teal pinstripe Marlins basketball jersey.
See this? I haven't even heard about this.
It's fire.
They look fire.
Yeah, you saw that, Jimmy?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Fire.
Who do they play this weekend?
The Brewers.
I'm going to be in the Keys with the Ticket Wizards.
You're going to the Keys?
Yeah, we're staying.
Well, what are you doing in the Keys? You don't fish.
Just relaxing with an Aperol spritz. These are cool.
They're fire, right?
Yeah, that's a cool giveaway.
So let me get this straight. You're going to the Keys with the Ticket Wizard, who is a known fisherman. I'm sure he'll find his way onto a boat at some point.
Well, no, we're just going down for the weekend with the wives, and we have a house, and we're just going to relax.
Where are you going? Like Key Colony?
Key Largo.
Key Largo?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I kind of take issue with that. Like, oh, you're going to the Keys. You're going to drive 45 minutes south and go to Key Largo. I mean,
well,
nothing
I'm not going to
against
drive
Key Largo.
4, 5, and 6 hours for a night in the Keys.
Either commit to it, Hawk, or stay home. Honestly, like commit to it or stay home. At least go down to Marathon. All right. Well, enjoy your 30-minute drive into Key Largo. Hey, you can hit up
2
Phantom
hours
Fireworks.
from Boca.
Is it really?
Sure.
I'm like 10 minutes from Key Largo.
Well, that's not my problem.
You're going to stop and say what's up to me on the way there?
No.
Your weather in South Florida
Right
now.
Great chat from someone. I feel like the Ticket Wizard is the Bob Sacamano of the show. If you get that, God bless you. You're a friend of mine.
No. Should I ask who Bob Sacamano is?
It's a Seinfeld reference. Yeah. It's a great call.
Your weather in South Florida right now, it's 80 degrees. Tonight, the lows are going to drop into the low 70s. That weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Storm season is coming. Make sure your home is ready. Get your free roof and window estimate today. Visit tornadoroofing.com.
All right, Cheetah Pompano. That's a good spot to watch a game. You can watch a game tonight there, Cheetah Pompano, or just watch the entertainment. They have 4 stages of entertainment. They have the most beautiful ladies in South Florida. Now, you know, Cheetah Pompano has an amazing complimentary gourmet lunch till 3 p.m. every day. We were talking about food there. You want to get some good food, Cheetah Pompano, you go there for lunch. It's not a buffet. You're ordering off the menu. They have a great chef there, and the food is phenomenal. And it's complimentary till 3 p.m. They've got happy hour specials till 6 p.m. every day. Don't forget, if you're planning a bachelor party, there is no better place to have it than Cheetah Pompano or Cheetah Palm Beach. You can get details online on their website, or you can just stop in at one of the clubs. Every day is a great day at Cheetah Pompano Beach, and you want to make sure you visit Cheetah Palm Beach as well, and you can get all the details at cheetahsofl.com.
This is Hoch, Crowder, and Solana.
I don't think you could offer me any money for my dog. I love my dog.
I got 100,000 cash.
Take them.
banger from the Hall of Famer, Sade. Crank it up, Jimmy.
If I tell you now.
You know this one, Solana?
I don't think so.
Sweetest Taboo.
My Sade knowledge is smooth operator and smooth operator.
Crank it up, Jimmy.
That's about it.
You give me the sweetest taboos.
One of the best voices in music, without question. You can't argue it.
I'll ride with that.
So no playing games tonight?
Nothing tonight. Really no games tonight.
Yeah. No Marlins?
I think the NHL, there's a couple games that matter, I guess, for the Panthers in terms of like lottery stuff.
Yeah.
But no Marlins tonight. No play-in games in the NBA. It's about dunzo.
So here are the lines for the upcoming games. By the way, yesterday I hit Tyrese Maxey over 29.5. I lost Davison De Los Santos to hit a home run.
Oh, yeah. How'd he do? How'd De Los Santos do?
He ended up 1 for 2 and had a base knock, which Rob Pizzola, who normally joins us on Thursdays, is busy today. But I had texted him, hey, De Los Santos in the lineup, and I know he likes to tail me just to be able to make fun of me on that bet. And he bet him just to hit a single at plus 155, and he cashed.
Nice.
So I was betting Ding Dong at plus 900.
He finished 1 for 2. Does that mean he got walked or they pulled him?
Oh, maybe 1 for 3, now that you say it. Let me look. His single, by the way, was an infield single.
He's got jets. Turned him on.
No matter how you get it. He ended, 1 for 3. Listen, he's batting 286 on the season.
He'll be back in Jacksonville within the next 2 weeks.
If you think so.
2 weeks. That's what I'm giving him. That's about it.
Do you know what position he plays?
Davison?
Yeah.
Right field.
You're so close.
Center field?
Well, let's bring it in.
Left field?
No, bring it in.
To the infield?
That's right. Where else would you bring it in?
All right. So what? I've got 3 positions out of
Bring
the way.
it in from right field.
First base.
There you go. He's a first baseman.
Yeah.
I
would have gotten there.
Yeah. You had 9 tries. Tomorrow, Orlando hosts Charlotte. What do you think the line is?
Magic minus 1.5.
Charlotte minus 3.5.
Man, people are so done with Orlando.
They're so done with Orlando. But, I mean, if Charlotte shoots the way that they shoot, holy mackerel. I like Orlando getting the points in that game.
Me too. We're going to bet Con Knipple to just go over again.
Yeah, let me see what his props are. I mean, that guy stunk. Con Knipple, you want to guess what his points total over under is?
13.5?
16.5.
Yeah.
There's no way he could have as bad a shooting night as he did against the Heat. There's no way.
No way. No shot.
And then the late game tomorrow, Phoenix hosting Golden State. Golden State obviously took care of our friend, Coach Larinaga's son, Jay Larinaga's team last night in L.A.
The Warriors are plus 2.5, 3.5.
Warriors plus 3.5.
Yeah. Well, we got to root for the Warriors.
Because that gives the Heat a better chance.
Correct. By Phoenix losing, the Heat's odds or percentage chance to get a top 4 pick go up from, I think it's like 7% to 10%, something like that. Or 4% to 7%. They go up. The percentage chance goes up with Phoenix not making the playoffs.
There's a Yahoo report Ira Winderman had tweeted out that Ja Morant is interested in the Heat. And Ira had tweeted out with the Yahoo report that Ja Morant would be interested in the Heat. It would be interesting to see if that could be an off-ramp for the Heat from Nikola Jovic's extension. Take on Ja's 2 years, move Nikola's 4.
Yeah, I also saw there was like this big ESPN report. I think it was Tim McMahon and somebody else. Basically, like what went wrong with Ja Morant and the Grizzlies behind the scenes. Apparently, in this report, they claim that he's told people, like players around the league and even some assistant coaches in Memphis, that he's not playing for Memphis again. Like his time in Memphis is done. My question to you there, Hoch, is he's on the hook for a $42 million deal next year, and in 27-28, a $44 million deal. And we talked about it at the deadline. He wants an extension. I don't know if, any team would be willing to give him a max extension, but he's going to want that extension. I don't know, man. I think I like if I'm ranking guys I'm interested in this offseason, if I'm the Heat and I'm going whale hunting or whatever hunting, I've got my harpoon out. I'm putting Ja Morant pretty down on the list of guys I'm willing to mortgage the future for.
Only because his play dried up so much that you don't think he's capable of returning to be the Ja Morant. He seemed disengaged. He wasn't happy there, and it had run its course. I mean, he said, like, I'm out of here. Man, if he can get back to 80% of what he was, like, he's young.
Yeah, he's 26.
He's one of those guys. I might be more excited about getting him than Giannis.
Yeah, I don't know.
How old's Kawhi?
Ooh, 34, 35.
I mean, Kawhi and Giannis are getting older. Kawhi's got his issues of playing during the regular season anyway.
For sure.
And Giannis, you're seeing the injuries. Ja might be actually the best option because the upside is so high still, I think.
Yeah. You're taking a huge gamble. The question is, what can you get him for? I think that's the real question. Like,
but those 2 years, the first 2 years, even if he doesn't want an extension, just those 2 years. Those 2 years are onerous, man.
It would be, at the very least, like there'd be some excitement.
Yeah.
From Heat fans. I know all the off-court stuff. It matters because Hoch, like, we know. My guess is when Pat Riley does his State of the Heat end of season press conference, he'll reference unavailability being a huge key again this year.
Right.
And with Ja Morant, the big question mark is, one, he hasn't been able to stay on the court because of injury, but two, he's not able to play in games because he's been suspended over the past 3 years. Like, you're taking a massive gamble that you're going to give up some future assets for a guy that, A, is just a massive headache and a huge question mark of whether he's going to be available, but B, is dealing with injuries as well. Yeah, he's younger, but I don't know. I would still put Giannis and Kawhi ahead of Ja Morant. If
I just think I'd rather have a 23-year-old with injuries than a 34, 35, 36-year-old with injuries.
Yeah. He's 26.
26.
Yeah.
5 o'clock, Funky Buddha Happy Hour is coming up next. Everyone is invited to the Hard Rock Bet Party. Doesn't matter who you are. Your name is on the list. Sign up today. Double your winnings on your first 10 bets. Max $50, but you can double your winnings on your first 10 bets. So if you would have won, say, $100 on your bet, make it 200. Download the Hard Rock Bet app, make your first deposit, get the party started today. On Hard Rock Bet, the Double Your Winnings welcome offer is just the start. They've also got new promos every day of the week. Make sure you get your Thursday drop, by the way. If you have the app already, open it up today. Thursday drops. You get some bonus bets or parlay insurance. Open the app right now. See what you've got today. You've got the NBA playoffs. We were just talking about some of the lines. Every night is a shot to score a major bucket on Hard Rock Bet, the official sportsbook partner of the Miami Heat. Maybe you like the hot hand to drop 30, or maybe you like the cold hand, like on Knipple, to drop less than 16.5 tomorrow. It's up to you. Do whatever you want. You just open up the Hard Rock Bet app and make it what you want to make it. It's almost time to drop the puck on the most electrifying playoffs in sports. They got puck lines, totals, player props, same game parlays. So you get ready for some hockey playoff action, because when the playoffs hit the ice, every shot, every save, every goal means more on Hard Rock Bet. And of course, we're in baseball season, and Hard Rock Bet makes it easy to bet on America's pastime. In just a few easy taps, you can bet on home runs, strikeouts, whether there's a run scored in the first inning or not. That's fast-paced action right out of the gate. That makes it fun. And if you miss the first pitch, no problem. You can live bet every inning, every at-bat, all the way till the final out. It all starts with you downloading the Hard Rock Bet app right now, offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Hey, man, I'm not gonna lie, I'm the hottest chick in the game right now, man.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere and it's right here. The Funky Buddha happy hour, everyone grab a beer. See, the boys are back and so are the guests. We talk food more than sports, but we winning our bets. To the moon, bro, with all the moon go. Hot takes and more, that's coming soon, though. Every banger like a pass, every bar off the glass. WQAM, and they coming for that ass. I'm a spaz like Solana on preheat. My dog don't care who the kicker is as long as they got 2 feet. Pickle bar champ, and he about to repeat. Don't sleep, y'all, the picture get vivid. Especially with Crowder when he cooking on the pivot. Yeah, that boy did it. Played for the Finns, embraced by this city. And then comes the man who's silly but stay litty. Loves avocado toast, and I hope that you ready for Mark Hochman, the big stepper from the Shy, Kane alumni, the big rapper. Gotta dap him up, and like you messing with the neighborhood chick, let's wrap it up. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, and it's right here.
5 o'clock somewhere, right here, says Georgie. It's our 5 o'clock theme song, Georgie Music. Jorgmuzik. He does great work for us. We love him. 5 o'clock hour is the Funky Buddha Happy Hour, and it's brought to you by Funky Buddha Brewery. So tonight at Funky Buddha, the tap room at Oakland Park, 50% off wings. I mean, what's better than a little? I mean, you got no real sports locally tonight. Yeah, head over to Funky Buddha, sidle up to the bar. Have some of those wings at 50% off. You get some of the pregame Pilsner, maybe the sticky treats. It's the time of your life.
Sounds great to me.
Tomorrow is the beer pairing dinner, and I saw earlier on Instagram today, you should follow Funky Buddha on Instagram. They have 2 different accounts, Funky Buddha Tap Room and Funky Buddha Brew. I saw that there were only 2 tickets left for the beer pairing dinner tomorrow night. That was several hours ago on Instagram, so they may be all gone at this point. If they're not, there's 2 tickets left, and if you're looking for an interesting, fun night tomorrow night, it's Chef Jeff throwing it down at Funky Buddha. 5-course dinner, and they pair each course with a specialty brew, and you can get all the details at funkybuddha.com. Again, I warn you, it may be sold out at this point because there were only 2 tickets left a few hours ago. And don't forget Funky Buddha's new year-round release, Pregame Pilsner, is here. And you can get it not only at the tap room, but you can get it at select retailers as well. In fact, they were showing on their Instagram account sticky treats as well in cans. And then there's a little tab that you can click, and it says, Finder. Like, you could see what stores has sticky treats. You could see what stores carries pregame Pilsner. So follow Funky Buddha on Instagram. You'll get all the details that you need right there. All right, let's do headlines for the 5 o'clock Funky Buddha Happy Hour. It's brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com.
Did you enjoy watching Steph Curry in the play-in tournament yesterday? He delivered the classic Steph Curry game-winning three-pointer, and I thought they were out of it the entire game. I fell asleep midway through the fourth quarter. I'm like, yeah, it's probably just not going to happen. And then I wake up, and of course, Steph Curry delivered the iconic Steph Curry triple.
Kind of means that Kawhi will be gone, right?
Yeah, I mean, they asked him, the Kawhi Leonard interviews were interesting. They asked him on his future in LA. He said, let me cry about this loss a little bit more. He has a contract extension he's eligible for this upcoming season, which could be as much as like $120+ million. And they also asked him about the NBA investigation into his dealings with Aspiration and all the offshore money and whatever. Quote, I think we're going to be clear. I'm not stressing it. But it's also what I expect Kawhi Leonard to say about everything. Like, yeah,
he doesn't
whatever.
say much about anything. He marches to his own drum. And a guy like Kawhi, I mean, Coach Larinaga has said it to us. When he is on, holy mackerel, we've all seen it. When he's on and engaged, he's one of the best basketball players you'll ever see. Mm-hmm. I mean, he won that championship in Toronto.
Yeah.
And when he's not on, which seems like a majority of the regular season, it's frustrating because you're paying him a lot of money. He doesn't give you a lot as, verbally some might as leaders. And so I don't know. I would imagine LA, if they can get something good in return, would be happy to move on. I mean, you got to be able to get out of the play-in if you've got Kawhi on your team.
Not only that, Hawk, but think about, first of all, everything they've clearly done behind the scenes to get Kawhi Leonard, right? Like,
we all know the story at this point.
Right. Think about what the Clippers did just to bring Kawhi Leonard there. And everything they've done since acquiring Kawhi. He comes off that 2019 title run. So they add him in the 2019-2020 season. That's the same year that the Heat acquired Jimmy Butler. Now, they traded SGA away to bring in Paul George. He's no longer there. They traded for James Harden. He's no longer there. And you're just left with Kawhi Leonard and a loss in the first round of the play-in tournament with nothing to show for it over 6 seasons.
And if the NBA does a thorough investigation, you may end up being penalized for how you brought him there for a long time.
Yeah. It certainly does favor the people who think that the Heat shouldn't go whale hunting and they should just focus on rebuilding through the draft, like do it that way, because there's no guarantee, man. There's literally no guarantee that if you go whale hunting, you bring in even a Kawhi Leonard in his prime still, that anything's going to work out for you. There's just no guarantee.
But again, even if they don't go whale hunting or are unable to harpoon a whale, they've got to do something.
For sure. For sure.
Even if it's lateral, like I said yesterday, even if it's lateral, they got to do something.
Did you see what Chris Paul posted after the Clippers lost last night?
No, but he had to be delighted.
Oh, man. Yeah. Chris Paul, you know that meme where it's a dude wearing like a tux and he's at a funeral and the caption was showing up to my biggest hater's funeral to make sure he's dead? He just posted the dude at the funeral yesterday after the game.
Yeah. Didn't exactly get the send off from his.
He did not get
team the way he intended.
He did not get the retirement tour that that Chris Paul probably deserves. I mean, I'm not the biggest Chris Paul fan, but he's still, like the LeBron era. Like he's top 5 player of that era. The Magic are probably going to end up firing Jamal Mosley, their head coach. Like that's been a dumpster fire as well. They're still in it. They can win the next game, but their consolation prize will be a first-round series against the Detroit Pistons. But, man, like, they went all in.
All in with Bane.
Desmond Bane. They trade multiple.
And it looked like it was working, by the way. It looked like it was working.
Yeah. He's kind of a bum. That whole roster kind of stinks.
Yeah.
And Paolo Banchero thinks he's prime Kobe Bryant. Doesn't want to go in the paint in important moments. Just wants to take step-back jumpers all game.
That's your guy. Somebody texts in, for decades, I thought it was saddle up to the bar. It's sidle up? Yes. You sidle up to a bar.
It's not saddle up to a bar? I thought you said saddle.
Mm-mm. Huh. Sidle up to the bar. I'll ask Claude.
Okay.
Do you sidle up to a bar or saddle up to a bar?
Good question. You'd saddle up to a bar. That phrase comes from the idea of saddling up a horse before riding, so it means to get ready and move towards something with purpose. When you saddle up to a bar, you're settling in for a drink. Sidle up is a real phrase too, but it means to move sideways or in a sneaky, subtle way. So you might sidle up to someone to start a conversation, but you'd saddle up to grab a drink.
Wow, so Claude is wrong.
I don't think so, Hawk. I believe you're wrong.
Huh. I feel like we learned Claude is wrong.
To sidle up to the bar is to do it in like a sneaky fashion, like you want to be avoided while doing it.
All right.
If you saddle up to the bar, you're ready to take a seat and you want to take a pop.
Well, when I go places, I sidle up to the bar because I don't want to be seen. Oftentimes I'm being followed like Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel.
You sidle up to the bar because you're about to order an Aperol Spritz at the bar.
Right. I don't want to be noticed.
Right.
I want to just blend into the background.
We all learned something today, Hoch.
What'd you learn?
I don't know. I didn't learn anything. I learned absolutely nothing. I learned that you like La Granja. I never would have taken you for a La Granja
No,
kind of guy.
I said I prefer Pollo Tropical.
Yeah, but you said you still like La Granja. Like I don't know why I didn't take you for a La Granja kind of guy.
Yeah, chicken and rice.
A lot of people were texting in about Chicken Kitchen. I know we touched on it, but what a shame, man. Like Chicken Kitchen
fell
to
off.
me was
Fell
Chicken
off.
Kitchen
People should feel about Chicken Kitchen the way that we feel about Flanagan's. Like it's a uniquely South Florida brand, and everybody loved the Chop Chop and Flanagan's. They've done it right. Like I cannot believe to this day how affordable a meal at Flanagan's is.
Right?
It every time the bill comes, I cannot believe how affordable Flanagan's is.
Bro, they have this this like I don't even know if you call it a bundle or whatever, but they have this order that I get whenever I have like friends over for a game. Let me read to you what it is that this entire deal is. Hold on, I gotta find this thing. I've got the Flanagan's the Flanagan's menu ready to go. It's called the Flan Family Pack. It's 4 half rack of ribs, 20 wings, 4 side choices. So either baked potatoes, French fries. I get the sweet potato fries, of course. We know that. 12 garlic rolls and a 24-ounce thing of coleslaw. I don't even eat the coleslaw, but Hoch, you know what you can do with 24 ounces of coleslaw? You could bathe in it.
Bathe in it.
Yeah, literally. All that is $80.
I was going to guess 30 cents.
But that's like 10 meals.
It's unbelievable. I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. And by the way, I'm not getting an endorsement from Flanagan's. Yeah. I'm just telling you, every time I go there, I cannot believe how affordable it is.
Yeah.
But that really should be Chicken Kitchen. I'm telling you, Chicken Kitchen's a South Florida place. People used to love it. I don't know what happened.
Did anybody try the shrimp po' boy yet? Or
no, but everybody's
boy?
Raving about it.
Yeah, I keep seeing it on Instagram. All the food influencers have gone out to try it.
I just feel like if I'm at Flanagan's, I'm not going to get a shrimp sandwich because there's so many other things that I like.
Yeah. Every now and then, though, like I'll go to Flanagan's and I see somebody order something that I never thought in a million years you would order at Flanny's. Like I get the ribs, I get the rib rolls, I get I
get salmon there. Like I'll get salmon and broccoli.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I know you would never think of that, but like, yeah, if I want to just have a meal, but I don't want to eat unhealthy, the salmon and broccoli is really good.
People swear by their dolphin fingers too, like the mahi fingers.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know why you would ever get that there, but I'm sure it's delicious. It's just not something I would ever order.
Well, if you ever sidle up to the bar there at Flanagan's.
Sidle right up. All right, just a couple things that we have not discussed yet today. The Florida Panthers, their season ended yesterday in the regular season. Obviously, they will not be going to the playoffs. 9 players are going to be unrestricted free agents. That includes Hoch, AJ Greer, Tomas Nosek, Sergei Bobrovsky, and Daniil Tarasov. And I was reading in the Herald, Bob and Greer will be the main targets to bring back no matter what this offseason.
See, now Todd Greck is texting me, Chicken Kitchen's the best. It used to be the best. I wish it still was the best. Their mustard curry sauce is unparalleled.
Mount Rushmore of sauces.
Absolutely.
That curry sauce, right? Mount Rushmore of sauce.
Mustard curry at Chicken Kitchen changed the sauce game. By the way, did you see the story? We'll talk some Panthers with Josh Appel in the next segment. Did you see the story on Yahoo Sports? Damon Jones, former Heater, is expected to become the first person to plead guilty to sports gambling charges that were brought forth by the Department of Justice last fall which led to the arrests of more than 30 people, per the Associated Press. Jones had previously pleaded not guilty to indictments charging him with profiting from rigged poker games and providing sports bettors with non-public information about injuries to LeBron James and Anthony Davis while working for the Lakers.
He's still pleading guilty. I read that this morning. He's still pleading guilty to the rigged poker games, which, like, that whole story is crazy to me, the way that they were rigging the poker games. You remember they had, like, these secret devices that were reading the cards, and there was, like,
contact lenses, weren't they, that was able to see stuff?
Yeah, they had all these devices. The whole story is crazy. So he's still pleading guilty to that. Excuse me, not guilty to that. But I guess he's pleading guilty to letting everybody know that he was revealing some insider info on certain players' availability. Yeah. So no Panthers. The Marlins are off today. They'll be back tomorrow. And we went over the lines for the play-in tournament games tomorrow. And then it's playoffs. Saturday, Sunday, NHL and NBA playoffs begin.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. All right, Hoch, your weather in South Florida right now, it is 80 degrees. It'll dip into the low 70s tonight. That weather report was brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, replacing roofs, roof repairs, maintenance, and hurricane impact windows and doors. Visit tornadoroofing.com.
We will talk some Panthers and Dolphins with Josh Appel in the next segment. I want to tell you first about my good friends in the amazing award-winning team at Doral Kia. Whenever you want a low price, you always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. You could take advantage of a Pricito right now on all your favorite new Kia models, like a Sportage, Sorrento, Telluride, K5, Soul, and more. And I told you the story. The Hochman family, we drove down to Doral Kia. Mitchell, the king of Kias, and his entire friendly staff, knowledgeable staff, took great care of us. My son needed a new car. He had a Kia Forte, and he wanted a new Kia because he loves the Kia brand. We ended up with a Kia K4 right there from Doral Kia. So hurry to Doral Kia today. Don't miss your chance to save on a new Kia or shop any of their pre-owned vehicles with easy financing, fast service, and the best value for your money, because you always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show. Baseball. Go.
Hello?
Somebody says, I used to work at Chicken Kitchen when I was a kid. The mustard curry, we used to have to make it. Honestly, it's as simple as it comes. Hellman's mayonnaise, generic Cisco mustard. Yeah, but
something about it hits.
I've tried to make it at home.
You know what?
It can't do it.
Pollo Tropical does a mustard curry sauce. It's nowhere near as good as Chicken Kitchen.
The garlic cilantro at Pollo is fire.
Anybody has a question for us on the chat? This is for the YouTube streamers only, Twitch and YouTube. So we're not on the air right now. Anybody?
AMA.
Put it right in the chat. Little AMA. Little quick AMA with Hochman and Solana. That's a Sharpie. Yeah, we know it's a hot mic he called. We just told you it was. As a Sharpie.
Yeah, no, I got you. Yeah. Still gonna do that, right?
Cool,
you're
right?
You're really sticking to the Sharpie bit too. You've been.
I really, it is something. I like it.
Just doing the show with
I just like having
Sharpie. Just doing the show with a Sharpie.
Yeah.
The whole time.
I keep Sharpies around me at all times.
Okay. All right.
K-Space says, thank you for the shirt and the Crowder powder. He had put on the chat once, he's a
you good?
Short circuit? What did you hear? He's a very good chatter and listener, and you were wearing the new QAM shirt. I was wearing the hat, and he was like, I'd like to get one of those. And I said, oh, DM me your address and I'll send you one. And I didn't have any more hats, but I sent him one of those shirts and I sent him a Crowder powder.
Nice.
But I'm not doing it for anyone else. So K-Space, you're the only one. Somebody says, I thought you guys signed off. What do you think of In-N-Out? I like In-N-Out a lot. I do think it's a little bit overrated, but the service is so good that it keeps you coming back. I like that they have 7-Up at the soda fountain. Very few people at the fountain have a 7-Up.
In-N-Out, if it opened in South Florida, I would probably never go. But anytime I'm out by the West Coast,
It's like it's a treat, like because you're out west.
Right.
Somebody says Whataburger. I think Whataburger is better than In-N-Out.
Bro, Whataburger is fire. It's one of your rare good takes. Whataburger better than In-N-Out.
It's good. I hear my cat outside the door. Oh, the cat's stuck in the room here. Did you know that?
No.
I don't know. What happened?
Bring Rocky. Look, I'll bring
I mean, look at us. We're in the time of our lives. This is Rocky.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic
Aw, how cute.
occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is everything to me.
Hey, Jimmy, thanks for turning on the station. Appreciate it. I don't know why that bothers me so much.
Doesn't bother me.
My bad.
Nah, it's all right, dude. Just joking. Say what's up, buddy.
Oh my God, 2 people chatting in one after the other that they just had to put their cats down.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry, Heat Cult and Yodi-Wan. Oh, Yodi-Wan, that's trying to blank on his name. He's a friend of ours. Rutsky.
Oh, that's Rutsky?
Yeah.
Damn, that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, chat.
Bye, everybody.